Giving Carlton Fisk a rest will be Essien. Jim Essien making his first appearance of this series. And first time he's caught a game, the second half. Essien, batting 8th. At shortstop, batting 9th. 1 out of 7 in the series. Hitting .311 for the year. Bill Ullman, the shortstop. The pitcher, the steadiest of all the White Sox pitchers, with an earned run average of 2.93, with a chance to become the first White Sox pitcher with as many as 9 victories, Steve Trout, with a record of 8-5. For Minnesota, riding the crest of a 5-game winning streak, Gary Ward in left field. Dave Engel at third. Mickey Hatcher at first base. In the cleanup spot is the DH, Roy Smalley. At third base batting 5th, John Castino. Castino at third. Pete McCannon will play second base and hit 6th. The catcher is a rookie, Ken Ludner. Funderburk will be in at first base. First pitch of the ball game in there for a strike call. Ron Washington, the shortstop, batting 9th. And Don Cooper, who's 1-1 lost 6th, the pitcher. Here's a breaking ball on LaFleur. Tried to stop his swing, he went around. 2 strikes or nothing. LaFleur hitting .247. No homers, 21 RBI. Nobody on, nobody out. Here's the line, the pitch. Hey, he struck him out on 3 pitches. Catcher has to throw down to first base. LaFleur goes down swinging. He probably leads the major leagues in strikeouts for a leadoff man. That's his 59th of the year. And only Lazinski with 61 has more, but Lazinski leads the club in homers with 16. And you expect home run hitters to strike out. Here's Bernazard.
Strikeout 2-3. 2-3 on the putout.
Guy Cooper has a 1-5 record this year. Beat the Yankees.
High earned run average. He's allowed 6 homers already. Here's the pitch, a fastball in the strike call. Tony Bernazard with 3 out of 7 in the series, hitting .264 and fielding brilliantly. Here's the pitch. Fastball just a little bit wide. Jim Evans, the plate umpire. Al Clark at first. Mark Johnson at second. Lou Palermo at third. Tomorrow night, we'll be on the air from Seattle on WBBM AM radio, as well as Channel 9 television. Here's a curve outside. We'll be on WBBM AM at 9:10 tomorrow night, and then on TV at 9:30 for the start of the game. Here's the pitch. Slider in there, strike off. Are we on a 9:05?
9:05 with Jimmy's show maybe, but 9:10 for your show, Harry Caray in the dugout.
So start the programming listening at 9:05 tomorrow night. Here's the pitch to Bernazard. Fastball a little bit low. Boy, this Ludner is a good-looking young receiver back there. We saw him throw the ball to first base.
He's had a knee problem of some kind, I believe.
He's hit a couple of home runs already. The most valuable player in the Southern League. Set a Southern League record with homers, 42. Here's the pitch. Ball walked him, ball 4.
Boy, Tony's done a good job of getting on base.
Here's Lamar Johnson now. Lamar had 1 out of 3 in the first game of the series. The White Sox lost 4-3 Friday night, 3-1 last night. Now the pitch is a slider outside.
Sorry, Tony Bernazard now with 5 hits and 6 walks in the last 5 games. Gets a walk with one out here in the first.
A runner at first base. Now the pitch on the way. A smash into center field. Base hit for Lamar. Here's Bernazard on his way to third. And the White Sox threatening the first. Lamar Johnson ripped one past the second baseman, McCannon. Runners at first and third, and here's Lazinski.
Well, the Bull continues hot. 8 hits in his last 12 at-bats.
4 out of 8 in this series. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there, a strike call. 1 strike and nothing. Now the stretch, the hesitation. The pitch on the way. Curve outside. Mickey Hatcher at first base. McCannon's at second base. Washington at short. Castino at third. Now the stretch, the pitch. He started the swing, tried to stop. He went around. Strike 2. 2 strikes and a ball.
Boy, Cooper has given up 6 home runs this year in 45 innings.
It's Tim Laudner behind the plate. Now the pitch. Here it is. Hey, swung, the pitch gets away. A runner trying to score, he will.
Can't block the plate like that either.
Lazinski goes down swinging. He went after a bad pitch. The ball bounced away from Laudner. Before it could be retrieved, Bernazard had scored. Now Lazinski will not get a run batted in on that.
A strange play that was. The Bull didn't run. And the catcher, Halidas, with Bernazard coming in.
It's ruled a wild pitch. The run scores on the wild pitch. Lamar Johnson advanced to second. Laudner went to the University of Missouri, where he's an all Big 8 catcher. 6'3", 200-pounder. Now the stretch. Pitch on the way. Fastball to Nordhagen is high. 1-0. The White Sox are out in front. Don Cooper in his first appearance against the White Sox. He's won 1, lost 5. 4.14 earned run average. The pitch by the big right-hander. Swung on, fly ball, right field, going to be caught. And it is to retire the Sox. And it's 1 run, 1 hit. No errors. A good thing we got the wild pitch. 1 left. We go into the bottom of the first. 1-0, White Sox.
Hi, Pat Summerall to remind you that the most important tools you buy are the ones you use most often. And Master Mechanic tools from True Value hardware stores are made to meet rigid standards that assure you of a quality performance no matter how often they're used. Like the 21-piece 3/8-inch drive socket set for just $37.95. And for fast, accurate measuring, choose their 25-foot power tape for just $9.99. All Master Mechanic tools promise satisfaction or a free replacement. And they're available exclusively at participating True Value hardware stores.
Summer times and first vacations, happy times and celebrations. Somewhere there's a Chevy that's a part of me. Autumn trees and good vibrations, winter scenes and decorations. Somewhere there's a Chevy at the heart of it. Chevy makes good things happen. Good things, new things happen. Chevy makes good things happen. On the road to distant places.
Harry Caray and Rich King were back at the Met in Bloomington, Minnesota on absolutely a gorgeous afternoon for baseball or for anything else for that matter. We're looking out over the rolling hills of Minnesota. The sky is a blanket of azure blue. And I can't even see a cloud up there. Bright sunshine. Boy, this is a lovely time of the year. Here's Steve Trout into the windup, the first pitch to Gary Ward. He swings and he misses. Ward had 2 out of 4 in the first game of the series, hitting .255. A couple of big upsets in the making in football. Steve Trout going for number 9. Time call. At the half, the New Orleans Saints 16. The Los Angeles Rams 3. Ferragamo, where are you?
Canada. Bum Phillips going for his first win.
Now the pitch, here it is. Bouncing ball, foul outside third.
At New Orleans, that is.
How about Green Bay at the half? They're out in front. 14-0.
They shoved the ball right down the Falcons' throat on the first drive.
Here's the pitch. Fastball outside, evens the count. 2 balls, two strikes. Steve Trout. Young left-hander. Now the delivery, here it is. Outside, ball 3. This fella doesn't get too much recognition, Trout. But he might be the best pitcher on the staff day in and day out.
He's been consistent, as I mentioned. He gets you into those late innings in pretty good shape.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Lined in the right of it. Ward singles to right. Our guest on the pregame show was Billy Gardner, former Major League infielder, guy who has spent all of his life in the minor leagues, either playing in the big leagues or managing in the minor leagues.
At the 85-degree game time temperature is the warmest of the year here.
Today's the warmest day of the year. Here's the pitch to Engel, and it's a little bit outside. Dave Engel has been very prominent in the first 2 victories of the series. Billy Gardner, the manager of the Twins, started in professional baseball almost 40 years ago with Bristol in 1945. Came to the big leagues with the Giants in 54. Now the pitch, here it is. Curveball outside. Then he was with Baltimore for 5 years. Then with Washington. Then with the Twins. Then with the Yankees. Then with the Red Sox. Then he went to the minor leagues as a manager. Here's the pitch. Swung, ground ball, might be a double play. Throw to second for 1. Over to first, it's a wild throw, and the batter will take second. Engel hit that ball sharply. Morrison made a nice backhanded play towards the foul line. Fired to Bernazard, who tried to throw above the speedy Ward and threw too high for an error.
I think Tony had a second thought, would have kept that ball in his glove or his hand because the runner was pretty well down the line, but he tried for the double play and really tossed it wildly over the first baseman's head.
Here's Mickey Hatcher, hitless in the series. Boy, it is Billy Gardner since 1967 has been managing in the minor leagues. Couple of years he coached. 5 years he coached in the major league. So you take a guy 2, 4, 6, 7. 12 years as a minor league manager, 5 years as a major league coach. Now you know he's got to know how to run a ball game.
Been around.
2 strikes and nothing. The pitch. High outside. 2 strikes and a ball. Jim Essien behind the plate. You know, it's a strange phenomenon. Now the delivery. Swung, and he fouled him. The manager of the year is usually a guy who has the winning team. Nobody tries to separate the talent. That's what makes Billy Martin, of course, an exception. Even with poor talent, he wins. 2 strikes and a ball. Here's a pickoff, no play. A bad manager can take a good, talented team and lose. Now the pitch, swung on. Line drive into left field for a hit. The run may not be able to score. There's a throw down. They pick it up. Boom! Morrison had the man caught dead to right, going from first to second. Instead, he threw to third, where Engel was already on the bag. I guess assuming he might round the bag where he had Hatcher dead to right.
He never looked over there, never looked at second, looked only at third, and he had a chance at second easily.
With runners at second and third now, 1 out. Here's Roy Smalley. The reason Engel couldn't score is because the ball was a blooper. He wasn't sure whether LaFleur could catch it or not. Now Smalley hitting 272. The pitch. Fastball low. Smalley just off the disabled list. He's been out of action a couple of months. 7 homers, 21 RBIs. Now time is called. Right-hand hitter. Here's the pitch. Curve in there, beauty, a strike call. Smalley, leading the Twins in hitting with a 272 mark. Now the stretch, the pitch on the way. Long drive to center field. Lemon going way back. This game will be tied up. The tying run is on the way in. 1-1 tie. A sacrifice fly by Smalley. Now the runner at second, Hatcher, tagged up and advanced to third.
Well, Chet came way in, and then he went way back, and he knew it would be all over when he went back.
Here's John Costino, a native son of Chicago, born in Evanston, graduated from New Trier East, went to Rollins College in Florida. Here's a bunt down the first base line. He is out.
Nice play.
Trout coming off the mound, picking the ball up. He tried to push it by the mound, and instead he got it too close to Trout. So Costino, with an imaginative attempt to bunt his way on there to drive in the run, is retired. Trout to Johnson. 1 run scored, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left. At the end of 1, in what has started out as an exciting ball game, all tied up 1-1.
Gasoline economy. Today, every motorist is thinking about it. That's why Texaco believes now is a good time for you to think about a motor oil that's been fuel economy tested, like Texaco's Haviland Supreme. Haviland Supreme is the motor oil with a special friction fighter that's been proven in fuel economy tests. What's more, you still get Haviland's famous State Trooper tested engine protection too. Fuel economy tested plus engine protection too. That's Haviland Supreme.
Here's to all the folks who are tuning us in from out of town right now. To you loyal White Sox fans, no matter where you live, this Bud's for you.
This Bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. Quite the way you do. So here's to you. You know it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. This Bud's for you.
Whether you call Indiana, Illinois, or Wisconsin home, you're a fellow fan of the Chicago White Sox. And believe me, we appreciate your support. So here's to you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, coming up, just for you, an ice-cold Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Harry Caray and Rich King. We're back at the Met. We go into the top of the second. Lemon tries to bunt the first pitch. He bunts foul for a strike. 1 strike and nothing. Cooper's pitch swung and fouled back. Cooper, a last-minute substitution by the Twins. A big right-hander. He's allowed 6 home runs in 45 innings. Now the signal given. He's ahead of Lemon, 2 strikes and nothing. Now to wind up the pitch on the way. Here it is. Curveball low. White Sox go on into Seattle after the game to open up a 3-game series tomorrow night, which will be both on radio on WBBM AM, we being on FM today. Here's the pitch. Swung and lined to right field. Coming on to make the catch is the right fielder Engel. Lemon lined hard to Engel, 1 away. That'll bring up Jim Morrison. You know, the idea of the cutoff, and LaFleur threw the ball perfectly to the cutoff man, Morrison. The idea of the ball being cut off is to make sure that you hold the guy who hit the ball at first base. You let the throw go through, he'll advance to second. But Morrison forgot the essence of the play, the reason for it. On cutting it off, he didn't even look at the runner at first, who was only halfway to second. Instead, he flipped the ball over to third, where the shortstop was covering, where the man standing on the bag. Thus, he lost the chance to get the batter. Now the pitcher it is. Swung on. There's a drive hit by Morrison. Might be out of here. It could be. It is! High into the left center field bleacher. Jim Morrison puts the White Sox ahead. There, he says. That'll make up for the cutoff.
That's right. What a smash that was, Harry. And good to see Mo connect his first homer since August 14th. What a smash.
So there you're talking about a month away. His 6th home run of the year. And boy, he showed some power on that. 396 feet it's measured at. They have I don't know how they do it, but they have some kind of a gauge here. I think they know exactly which section, which row, exactly how far it is away from the plate. And they measure Morrison at 396. Well, I hope they keep this Cooper in there a little longer.
Yeah. Cooper is from New York. He's 24 years old, New York City. 6'1", 185.
Here now is Essien. Swings and he fouls it back. Count is even up at a ball on the strike. Ball game of the second inning. 2-1 in favor of the White Sox. A home run by Jim Morrison has given Steve Trout the lead.
This guy began in organized ball in 1978 at Oneonta, wherever that is.
That's upstate New York.
Is it? 1 and 2.
Near Niagara Falls. Here's a pitch a little bit inside. Gee, you don't know anything, do you?
I've been to the Falls, but never been to Oneonta.
It's around the Hall of Fame, I think, near Cooperstown. I haven't been there, but I've heard people talk about it. Here's a high pop fly. The second baseman, McCannon, is there, makes the catch. McCannon, who's a Chicago boy. Here's Bill Ullman. He's 1 out of 7 in the series, batting .311. Cooper, tall, rangy right-hander. Now the signal given. Went to the New York Institute of Technology. Here's a pitch a little bit low. His biggest year in the minor leagues, he won 9 and lost 5 for Nashville. Here's a pitch swung on by Ullman. A high pop fly. Engel coming hard. In foul territory, dives, can't reach it.
Nice try.
Darrell Jackson, a hard-throwing left-hander, was supposed to start for the Twins today. But he developed a sore shoulder. And Don Cooper was a last-minute substitution. White Sox have scored a run in each inning off Cooper. The run this inning being a tremendous home run off the bat of Jim Morrison. Now the windup by the right-hander, the pitch on the way. Line down the right field line. It is a foul ball. Cooper, 24 years old. Well, you wonder how they get from the minors to the majors.
How much of a record is it?
They win 1, lose 2 one year. Win 2, lose 3 another year. Win 6, lose 4. Win 9, lose 5. Win 3, lose 2. Here's a pitch. Curve a little bit inside. At the half, the Houston Oilers 3. The Cleveland Browns 3. Now the windup, the pitch on the way. Here it is. He struck him out. Allman chased the pitch outside. You know, he always argues about that pitch, but he's jerking his head and his back away from the plate, and he doesn't even see it. The reason he thinks it's outside is because he's drawn his body so far away from the plate. Actually, it's right over the outside part of the plate. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the second. 2-1, White Sox.
If you have business in London, you can get there on TWA, because every day a TWA 747 takes off from O'Hare across the Atlantic with the most comfortable business class in the business. TWA's Ambassador class has more legroom than any other airline's business class, with 6 seats across instead of the usual 8 or 9, and no middle seats, only window and aisle seats. And TWA seats are wider, tilt back farther, and have more legroom than ever before. TWA's Ambassador class, the most comfortable way to do business across the Atlantic.
An old mission bell in California. Throughout history, we've created sounds like this to call out over vast distances. Now, Zenith System 3 introduces the only television that's also a telephone. Now, with advanced space phone, you can take and make calls right through your TV set. The Zenith Space Command remote control works just like a push-button telephone, so I can push a button and take a call. I can also push a button and make a call anywhere in the world. And I can check the number I'm dialing as it prints out on the picture screen.
Hello, London speaking.
No other TV set can make that call. System 3. Zenith has never been closer to perfection. Zenith. The quality goes in before the name goes on.
Zenith thanks America for buying over 50 million Zenith TVs since 1949. See your Zenith dealer for special values during this 50 million celebration.
Caray back at the Met. We go into the bottom of the second. The White Sox are out in front. Pete McCannon, the Chicago boy, inadvertently fouls off the first pitch. He was trying to check his swing. He's hitting only .225, 3 homers and 14 runs batted in. Now the windup, the pitch on the way. Here it is. Low and outside. In football, the New York Giants nothing. Washington Redskins nothing at the half. Now the pitch. Here it is. Swings a bouncing ball. Fair ball. Here's the pitcher covering the toss for the out. Nice play by Lamar.
Boy, Lamar's looked good over there. Went behind the bag, turned around, and fed Trout perfectly.
1 away. Nice play. Lamar Johnson, upon fielding that ball, wound up far in foul territory. And he had a hit. Trout with a perfect throw, which he did. Covering. Buffalo leads the Baltimore Colts 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Here's Ken Laudner, right-handed batter. University of Missouri flash. Still makes his home in Columbia, Missouri. Laudner takes the first pitch for a strike. He's already hit 2 homers, driven in 4 runs. Now the pitch. Curveball outside. Laudner. Been with the Twins since August the 27th. He had a great year in the Southern League. Foul back. Set the Southern League home run record of 42, drove in 104 runs, which led the league. Batted .283. Led the league in total bases. Big, strong right-hand hitter. The pitch. Strike called. The count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Montreal leads the Cubs 2-0 in the first at Wrigley Field. And St. Louis 2, New York 0 in the first.
Now the pitch outside. The count goes full, 3-2. Tim Laudner. Big right-hand hitter. Bouncing ball, that's going to be easy for Bernazard. Over the first for the out. 2 up, 2 down. And that will bring up Thunderberg.
Don't forget tonight at 11 o'clock, BBM FM presents the Special of the Week featuring the multi-talented Beth Midler with her music, her story, only on FM 96, BBM FM.
Boy, a hot sun shining here. It's 85 degrees at game time. Detroit out in front of the Indians 1-0 at the end of 3. Mark Thunderberg, big right-handed batter, looking for his first major league hit. He's 0 for 4. Here's the pitch. Fastball high. Steve Trout, who is so consistent, shooting for his 9th victory of the year. Swung at a changeup and he missed. A ball and a strike.
He's got a good fastball, and he likes to jam those hitters. The ball really pops in the catcher's mitt.
Now the pitch. Fastball in there, a strike call. 2 strikes and a ball. Montreal 2, the Cubs nothing. St. Louis 2, the Mets nothing. Both at the end of 1. That evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 men out, nobody on. Mark Thunderberg. Big right-hand batter. The pitch. Swings and he fouls it back into the stand. A ball to the side like pins in the bowling alley.
The White Sox now 3-9 in September, having a terrible month, and that's their first under 500 month. They have been at 500 or over the rest of the year.
Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball to the third baseman. Morrison has it, throws him out. There's an easy inning. 1, 2, 3. Every ball hit on the ground, which proves Trout has his good sinker. At the end of 2, White Sox 2, the Twins 1.
Cooper, where company pride makes a difference. And that difference is the great Cooper radio.
For value that reflects good taste and wise spending, get the September bargain of the month at True Value Hardware Stores. Hi, Pat Summerall to tell you that a New Haven wall mirror is just $8.88. This 19 by 30-inch oval mirror has a frame that looks like natural wicker, but it won't warp or ravel like real wicker can. The New Haven wall mirror from True Value Hardware Stores is a fresh accent for a hallway, living room, or bedroom. You'll find that the distortion-free plate glass will make any area look brighter and more spacious. And the wicker style is a classic that's compatible with a variety of furnishings. So take a look at the New Haven wall mirror. You'll see a wise shopper with good taste, because this wicker look mirror is just $8.88 while supplies last at participating True Value Hardware Stores and home centers. And get the current edition of my 4-part, full-color, all-time great sports stars collection free with any $10 or more purchase while supplies last at participating True Value Hardware Stores and home centers. And tell them Pat Summerall sent you.
Harry Caray back in Minnesota, where the White Sox are leading 2-1 at the end of 2. Ron LaFleur will lead it off here in the 3rd. Say, kids, if you come to the ballpark Friday night when the White Sox take on Billy Martin's Oakland A's, you'll get absolutely free a ski cap. Yeah, that's ski cap night. Here's the first pitch. LaFleur swings. Ground ball up the middle of base hit. LaFleur singles to center. Yeah, all you got to do is come to the ballpark Friday night. If you're 14 years of age and under, accompanied by a paid adult, you'll receive free a Dubuque Plumber's ski cap. For tickets and information, call any time of the day or night, 924-1000. Here's Bernazard now. He walked and later scored in the first inning. Runner at first, nobody out. Now the pitch, here it is. There goes the runner. There's the peg in there with a stolen base. LaFleur steals number 28. He's been thrown out 9 times. Most of those times actually picked off first, where the pitch is thrown over there while he's been heading for second. He gets a flying start. He's third in the American League in stolen bases. Here's the pitch to Bernazar. Takes a little bit low, ball on. Ball 2 now. 2 balls, no strikes, a red-hot day in Minnesota, 85 degrees.
What a gorgeous afternoon. We've had great weather here in Twin Cities.
Boy, I see the Sting lost that tough one, 2-1. 2 balls, no strike. Everybody's still talking about the upsets in college football. Wisconsin over Michigan, Georgia Tech over Alabama, Iowa over Nebraska. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled back. 2 balls and a strike. A runner in scoring position. A real break for the White Sox today. But Darrell Jackson, a hard-throwing left-hander.
Yeah, he was going well, too. He was at an ERA of 2.87.
So they had to press Don Cooper in action, and the White Sox have taken to him very well. But leading only 2-1, the man on second, nobody out. Here's ball 3 low. Detroit now leading Cleveland 4-2. Those Tigers serious about winning the second half. Now the signal given. 3 balls and a strike from Tony Bernazar. Having a great first year with the White Sox. Now the pitch, here it is. He bunts foul on 3-1. And the count is full now.
He tried to drag that ball past the pitcher.
Toronto shut out Seattle yesterday. Texas beat California 3-2. Milwaukee knocked off Baltimore 6-3. Kansas City shut out Oakland 4-0. Boston beat New York, and Detroit outslugged Cleveland. Those are the results of the American League game. Now the signal given, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Don Cooper gets ready. Here's the pitch. Walked him, ball 4. The White Sox have the beginning of a great inning here. Runners at first and second and nobody out. Hey, how about Ricky Henderson of Oakland has tied Richie Zisk for the American League batting lead. Henderson also leads in runs scored and in total hits. Boy, what a year that young guy. He's only about 22 now. Also leads in stolen bases. Here's Lamar Johnson, singled his first time. Here's the pitch. He's going to bunt the curve strike call. 1 strike and nothing. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Lamar Johnson batting .317. Looks down at the third base coach, Bobby Winkle. Now, Don Cooper getting ready.
Lamar's unsure of what's going on, and now there's a conference going on between Winks and Lamar Johnson.
Well, if he sacrifices, you know they're going to walk Lazinski.
I'd swing away in this situation myself. You're leading 2-1 on the road. Chance for a real big inning. Of course, Lamar hits that ball up the middle. You might get double play, too.
But he always makes contact. 1 strike and nothing. Now the pitch on the way. Pitch out. Nobody going anywhere. That evens the count, a ball and a strike. Kansas City at Oakland. Today,
got a right-hander up for the Twins in their bullpen.
now the sign. The pitch to Lamar, here it is. Swung and a high pop fly. Short right field. McCannon going out, and he makes the catch. Johnson popped to McCannon. Well, that gives Lazinski a chance rather than being intentionally passed. Runners at first and second, one away.
Yankees lead Boston 4-0 in the second.
Well, whenever Guidry pitches, they go on and get some runs. Here's Lazinski now. Here's the stretch, the pitch. Fastball, a little bit low, ball one. One ball, no strikes. Don Cooper on the hill. Now the delivery. Curveball inside. Ball two.
Buffalo 7, Baltimore nothing in the first in football.
Well, 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. There's a long drive. Deep right center. Way back. And making the catch is Ward. Holy cow. Gary Ward went racing deep in the right center. Almost collided with a right fielder, Dave Engel. And hauled in Lazinski's long drive. 2 away now.
That ball I thought would carry further than it did, but a lot of room out there, as we mentioned in this series, and he made the catch.
The wind actually blew the ball towards Ward. It's blowing cross field towards left. It didn't help Lazinski's ball, which was well hit. Now it's up to Nordhagen. 2 out, 2 on. Nordhagen flat out to right his first time. Now the pitch. Here it is. Swung and he fouled it back. He really had a good cut at that. Well, Kansas City leads Oakland by 1, Texas by 2, Minnesota by 2.5, Chicago by 4, Seattle by 4.5, and California by 5. The White Sox are closer to last than the 4th. Now the stretch, the pitch, here it is. Swung and he missed. 2 strikes or nothing.
Well, the Pirates won over the Phillies nothing in the 5th. And Dusty Baker had his 9th of the year for the Dodgers. It's 1-1 at Cincinnati in the 2nd.
The Dodgers are 3rd, but they won the first half, so they're sure to be in the playoffs. 2 strikes or nothing. The pitch. There's a high pop foul over near the stand. Going out of play. Nordhagen will get another shot. Boy, Cooper threw him a high-hanging curveball.
Get under it. At the half, Tampa 10 and Kansas City 10. Lots of scores this afternoon in the NFL, of course. Game's getting underway later,
right
too.
Here. 2 strikes and nothing. Nordhagen waiting. Here's the pitch. Struck him out, a fastball. Nordhagen called out on strike. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We go into the bottom of the 3rd, 2-1 Chicago.
Have you heard about all the great prizes you can win in McDonald's $15 million You Deserve a Break Today game? Well,
Win 25 grand.
ooh, and see Europe firsthand.
Win 100,000 or see the Orient.
Now,
And we have the grand prize.
$300,000 in cash or travel.
You deserve a break today at McDonald's.
No purchase required, at least 16 to play. Void where prohibited. Ends November 29th or while supplies last. Details at participating McDonald's.
Summer times and first vacations, happy times and celebrations. Somewhere there's a Chevy that's a part of me. Autumn trees and good vibrations, winter scenes and decorations. Somewhere there's a Chevy at the heart of me. Chevy makes good things happen. Good things, new things happen. Chevy makes good things happen.
It's happened, America. Participating Chevy dealers have extended the interest rate rollback. Now qualified buyers can get the low 13.8 annual percentage rate financing on all new 81 Chevy cars and light-duty trucks, plus the new Cavalier, delivered through September 23rd. The interest rate rollback rolls on.
Chevy makes good things happen. Good things happen. Chevy makes good things happen.
FM 96, WBBM FM, Chicago.
Harry Caray and Rich King. We go into the bottom of the third inning. 2-1 in favor of the White Sox. White Sox home Friday night against Oakland. You see Billy Martin and the Oakland A's. We've already set an all-time attendance record for Oakland. In spite of the strike, can you believe that? They've already drawn far more people, close to 100,000 more already, in this abbreviated season than they did even when they were winning 3 consecutive World Championships. Unbelievable. Here's the pitch down. It's a strike call. Ron Washington, the shortstop. A ball and a strike. Now the delivery, here it is. Swung. And he missed.
You know, Harry, I did some figuring on Dotson last night, before and after the strike. Really startling stats. 7-3 before, a 2.82 ERA, 3 shutouts, and afterwards 1-4, 6.60. And he hasn't lasted past the 5th.
Yeah, but what are the comparable stats of the team?
Well, we're not hitting in the second half, too.
That's right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung, smash, base hit. Washington's going to get extra bases. He's around first. On his way to second. He's around second. On his way to third. He'll make it sliding. Holy cow. Ron Washington tripled into the left field corner. Boy, could you believe he would be able to pull Steve Trout?
Yeah, and what speed he showed, I tell you, that guy is really fast. That ball into the corner near the 343 sign. LaFleur getting over there, but he's streaked around the bases.
Washington's a 29-year-old Minnesota rookie, although he's been up before in the Major League. So with a runner at third representing the tying run, nobody out. Here's Steve Trout into the wind of the pitch. Swung and he missed. Gary Ward, who singled his first time up, lined his single to right. 1 strike and nothing, infield back.
Washington, that's his first extra base hit of his major league career.
For Washington, that's the first extra base hit of his major league career. Well, we're making quite a career out of giving guys their first homers. Here's a fastball inside. 4 within a week. 4 rookies within a week hit their first major league home runs against the White Sox. Now Washington just hit his first extra base hit. A ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. I can't field it. The run is in. See what they're going to call it.
Well, that was to his left. He got the glove down, couldn't pick it up, and they're giving him a hit.
Boy, that's not being very considerate of the pitcher. A hit on that. Ball was 1 step to Allman's left. So it's tied up now. Here's Engel to throw to first, the runner back. 2-2 tie. Still nobody out. We're in the third. There goes a runner. Swung on, a bouncing ball towards short. The only play will be to first base. So, the hit and run was on, and they're able to advance the man as a result. From Allman to Bernazar.
By good play, and Ward got a good jump. But he missed that ball. It had a stolen base.
Here is Hatcher now. He singled his first time up. It was his first hit in the series.
Well, they're making it easy for you. The White Sox are giving you game.
Now the stretch, the pitch on the way. Swung, and he fouled it off. Looked like he was waiting for an off-speed pitch. He got it. Had a good cut, but he fouled it off.
Steve Trout, in a victory in his last outing, 8 innings, 3 runs, 9 hits over Seattle. Sox won 5-3.
Here's a fastball outside. That evens the count. Carlton Fisk not playing today. And Jim Essien is behind the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the stretch. The pitch on the way. Swings, and he fouls it out of play. Mickey Hatcher trying to go with the pitch, fouled it off in the stands behind first base. They've been averaging around 8,000 per game here this year. They might be a little above that average today.
Well, they should. A gorgeous afternoon for a ball game. Lots of sun out here.
Now the pitch. Low and inside. That evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 run in. 2-2 tie. Steve Trout gets ready. Now the pitch. Curve outside. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Smalley waiting on deck. There's only 1 out. Mickey Hatcher digging in.
Trout has 3 victories and 2 losses in the second half. 1 coming in relief, 1 victory.
Now the pitch. Fouled. That Hatcher gets a good cut. Detroit leading Cleveland 4-2. Man, those Tigers lead by 3 in the American League East. 3 ahead of Baltimore, New York, and Milwaukee. 3.5 ahead of Boston. 3-2 pitch. Line foul again. Hatcher hanging tough.
Well, the Cardinals still 2 up on the Cubs in Montreal. Cardinals leading 2-0 in the second. Montreal leading the Cubs 3-0 in the second at Wrigley.
Here's the pitch now. Foul ball back this way. Into the stands and off again.
In the West, Houston leads Atlanta by 2.5.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Mickey Hatcher. Now Steve Trout is ready. The pitch. Ball, he walked it. First base on balls given up by Trout. And now here's Smalley. Well, the Rams are coming back in New Orleans. At the end of 3 quarters, New Orleans 16, the Rams 10.
Boy, the first walk for Trout, and Harry, he's been stingy in his last 4 starts, only 2 walks.
Here's the pitch swung. Foul back. Roy Smalley, who just signed a long-term contract with the Twins. Drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Comes up with runners at first and second and 1 out. Now the pitch. Curve in there, a strike call. He's in the hole now, 2 strikes and nothing. Smalley has been on the disabled list with a bad back. A tough ailment for an athlete as young as he is.
Boy, he had a great year about 2 years ago, the first half. In the second half, he had 179, I think.
Now the pitch. Low and outside. Roy Smalley, whose uncle is Gene Mock, the manager of the Angels, whose father was the Roy Smalley who played short for the Cubs. Bouncing ball, looks like a double play. They tag the runner for one, throw to first for two. A double play. Smalley rolls into a double play from Bernazard to Johnson. Bernazard tagging Mickey Hatcher and then throwing to first. One run. 2 hits. No errors. And one left. This is Harry Caray. Rich King will be coming along in a moment. The score at the end of 3. The Twins 2. The White Sox 2.
This is John Lineweber, president of American Office Equipment Company. Are you a business decision maker constantly faced with the challenge to reduce operating expenses? American Office Equipment Company has very successfully assisted many businesses in the Chicago area precisely because of our ability to satisfy that need. How? Because of incredible technological advances in office equipment. Because our people have outstanding marketing and technical backgrounds with copiers, electronic typewriters, and word processors. We offer a sincere, concerned effort to provide you outstanding, not just good, but outstanding service. At American Office Equipment Company, we feature Sharp, Toshiba, Olivetti and 3M copiers, Olivetti electronic typewriters, and CompuCorp word processors. If you have a need for a copier, electronic typewriter, or word processor and wish to reduce your operating expenses without compromising on service, won't you please call us for an appointment? This could well be the most productive meeting you have had in some time. Please call 670-4350. That's American Office Equipment Company, 670-4350.
Reach for the star, you can trust your car. Reach for the star, to the products with the star. Reach for the star, the big bright Texaco star.
Now many independent Texaco retailers are offering Texaco lead-free gasohol with higher octane performance. Look for it at the sign of the star.
Reach for the star, the big bright Texaco star.
The man is Chet Lemon leads off the White Sox fourth. A swing and a high chopper over the third baseman's glove. A fair ball down the line. It flicked off Castino's glove. There goes Chet rounding first and into second base with a double. First pitch, a high chopper by Lemon. Right over Castino's head. That'll be a double for Chet. So Lemon on second base and nobody out. We have a 2-2 ball game here at the Met. Each team has 4 hits, 1 error on the board. Belongs to the White Sox and Bill Ullman. So a good start here in the fourth as the White Sox trying to win the final game and salvage the final game in this weekend series here. The last game they will play at Metropolitan Stadium. White Sox will be in the Dome downtown here next year. Buffalo leading Baltimore in football 14-3 late in the second quarter. 50-yard pass. Joe Ferguson to Gerald Butler. Making it 14-3, Bills. Here's the pitch. Outside low, gets away from the catcher as Morrison on the plate, and Chet Lemon will go to third. Outside low, that'll be a wild pitch. Oh, they give him a pass ball. I thought I saw some dirt up on that ball, but Chet looked like he limped into third base. He may have re-injured himself running the bases. He's had problems with the groin injury on and off in the last month or so, but Herman Schneider, the trainer, checks him and Lemon says he's okay. So a good chance to take the lead now at the pass ball after a double by Lemon. Morrison homered his first time up to account for one of the 2 White Sox runs. The other one scored on a wild pitch in the first inning. Don Cooper, a right-hander, fires. Misses off the outside corner, and it's 2-0, a breaking pitch. 2 balls and no strikes to Morrison. They're playing him straight away. Redskins 7, the Giants nothing, late in the third. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a chop foul. Third base side, rolling toward the White Sox dugout. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike to Jim Morrison. Darrell Jackson string bean left-hander, was scratched from this game with a sore elbow. And Don Cooper, a tall right-hander on the hill. Morrison, the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. He swung at a pitch a foot outside. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lemon on third, nobody out. 2-2 ball game in the 4th. Gorgeous, gorgeous afternoon here at the Met. Cooper in the motion once again. The kick and the pitch. Swing, and he just barely got a piece of that ball. The same kind of pitch. Would have been a ball, but Morrison, trying to stay alive, protecting the plate, got his bat on it and fouled it back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lemon leads off third. Cooper rocks and fires. Swung on. Here's a broken bat. A squibber to short. Shortstop Washington throws the first. He gets him at first, but the run scores. Morrison broke his bat. That ball died on the grass, and Washington came in quickly. Had no play at the plate, and Morrison drives in his second run on the infield ground ball, and the Sox have taken the lead once again at 3-2. It's going to bring up Jim Essien. He popped out to second his first time up. So the Sox jumped on top 1-0 in their half of the first. Minnesota tied it in their half of the first. Sox and the Morrison homer took a 2-1 lead in the second. Twins tied it in the third. And now the White Sox out on top 3-2 in the top half of the 4th. Essien takes the ball inside for ball 1. Cooper fires again. Swung on and popped up into short right center. Second baseman going out, McCannon. And he makes the grab for the out. Essien, an easy pop fly in the short right center field, where McCannon made the play. So 2 outs now, and it brings up Bill Allman. Allman struck out his first time up, argued on the call outside part of the plate. As Harry mentioned, he was pulling away from the pitch. 2 outs and nobody on, but a run has scored here in the White Sox 4th. High kick by Cooper. Swung on, ripped in the right center. That ball's going to get in there for a base hit. Allman rounds first. Right fielder cuts it off and throws it back in. And holding up at first is Billy Allman. Dave Engel got over quickly. That ball, I thought, for a second might get in the gap. But Allman held to a single. So he's on board with 2 outs here in the 4th. And it's going to bring up Ron LaFleur. LaFleur is 1 for 2. He singled and stole second in the 3rd, but never got any further. Runner going. Here's the pitch. Strike called. Throw to second. Allman in the dirt. He's safe. Stolen base. Shortstop Washington came over. A pretty good throw, but he had to come across the bag, and he could not get the tag down on time on Billy Allman. So Allman with a stolen base. Strike this time. LaFleur looked like he was bailing out. Swung at a pitch outside. Allman now with 14 stolen bases. Been caught 5 times. 0-2 on LaFleur. Catcher setting up on the outside part of the plate, but the pitch comes inside, and it's 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to LaFleur. Has a chance to drive in his 22nd run of the year with a single here. Sox already lead it by a score of 3-2. They now have 5 hits. The Twins have 4. Right-hander stretches. Here's the pitch. High and outside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to LaFleur. The Yankees 4, Boston nothing in the 3rd at Yankee Stadium. In pro football, Kansas City 13, Tampa Bay 10. End of 3. Chiefs going for their 2nd in a row after upsetting the Steelers. 2-2 pitch to LaFleur. Outside and low for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Ron LaFleur. Tony Bernazard in the on-deck circle. White Sox have scored once, a double by Lemon and an infield grounder by Morrison, driving in the run after Lemon went to third on a pass ball. Here's the pitch, curveball, swung on, popped the right field side. It's near the line, right fielder racing over, and it drops in there, fair ball, and a run will score. The first baseman went back. The right fielder Engel came in, and nobody got to it. Hatcher eventually fielding the ball on one hop. The umpire giving it the signal that it's a fair ball by a foot. And of course, with 2 outs, runner going, and Allman scores, and the base hit by LaFleur. What a break. That wind, which as I mentioned is pushing across from the right field corner, helped the White Sox there. It confused the fielders. And Allman scores all the way from second, give LaFleur his 22nd RBI. Make the score now, the White Sox 4 and the Twins 2. Boy, oh boy, what a break. That ball should have been caught by somebody. McCannon was out there. Hatcher came in, and the first baseman went back. Hatcher went back, and the right fielder Engel came in, I should say, and nobody could make the grab. LaFleur, of course, drawing a couple of throws now from Cooper. 4-2 White Sox. First pitch to Bernazard is way high and outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Tony. He's walked twice in this game. Walked and scored in the first. Sox have scored twice here in the fourth, snapping a 2-2 tie again. The throw to first, and again LaFleur is back standing. Reggie Cleveland tried to get LaFleur 17 times. At least he tossed over 17 times, and he was back in time. There's another toss to first, and this time LaFleur slides back in, but he's safe. So it's 4-2 Sox on a bloop double by LaFleur, bloop single by LaFleur down the right field line. Thank goodness for the wind. Here's the stretch and the pitch. A pitch out, runner going. Here's the throw to second. He's in there with a stolen base. The throw was to the third base side of second base, and LaFleur has stolen his second base of the afternoon. He's on second now with 2 outs and a 2-0 count to Bernazard. White Sox with 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 now here in the fourth. Bernazard has walked already twice. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Cooper stretches and fires. High and away for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes now. Lamar Johnson next. Boy, still a chance for some big fireworks here. 2 runs in already. 3-0 count. Here it is. Strike is called outside corner. 3-1. Tony Bernazard. Then Lamar Johnson. LaFleur on second base. Playing him straight away. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Swung on, ripped. It's going to drop in for a base hit in the right field. Here comes LaFleur. Here's the throw to the plate. He is out at the plate in a collision. LaFleur trying to bowl over the catcher, but he couldn't do it. The catcher hung on to the ball as Engel made a good throw. Laudner hung in there real well, took the joke. LaFleur went toppling over on the collision at the plate, and he is out of there. The play going 9-2, and a spectacular play it was at the plate. But the White Sox get 2 runs in the inning on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. No errors, and 1 man left. So at the end of 3.5 here at the Met, it's now the White Sox 4 and the Twins 2.
You'll love the zesty cheese flavor of Jay's puffed or crunchy style cheeselets. Try them today.
This buzz for all those loyal fans who have the best time in the worst seats in the house. For everyone way back there in the bleachers, hey, this bud's for you.
This bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. Quite the way you do. So here's to you. You know it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. This bud's for you.
You're the only fans who have as good a time when the Sox are losing as when they're winning. And even if you don't catch that home run ball, you can always catch a cold bud. So here's to you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Everybody out there in the bleachers, join me in another bud.
For all you do.
This bud's for you. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Harry Caray with Rich King. Say, fans, mark it down right now. Starting Friday night, a big three-game weekend. Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday afternoon, Billy Martin and the Oakland A's. And if the White Sox are going to make any noise in the second half, they got to do it against those A's. Tickets and information, just call this number, 924-1000. Okay, Rich?
Okay, Harry, the first man up is Castino. He swings a chopper to third. Morrison has it, throws the first, and he's got him for the out. Castino, the first pitch, an easy tap to Morrison. One gone. Well, let BBM-FM start your day with an Al Mitchell in the morning memory tester tomorrow. Al tests your knowledge on the classical movies. So if you know the old movies, be listening, and you may win some great prizes with Mitchell in the morning, only on FM 96. BBM-FM. All right, here's Pete McKinnon, the Chicago boy. Here's the pitch. Strike is called from Trout.
Yankees now lead the Red Sox 8-3 at the end of 4.
Wow. Scoring some runs again for Guidry, as Harry mentioned earlier. McCannon's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Strike called and a curve 0-2. Well, Trout now with a 2-run lead in this game, 4-2. And the Sox had a runner cut down at the plate. Engel made a nice throw. Here's a pitch outside as Trout waits one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The ball was there, and LaFleur tried to roll over the catcher and bowl him over, but Laudner hung on to the ball. Here's a pitch bouncing in for a ball and 2-2. Laudner's tough. Took a jolt on that play. 2-2 the count to McCannon. Laudner in the on-deck circle. 4-2 in the final game of this series. Here's the pitch by Trout. High for a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right-handed batting, Pete McCannon. Trout working quickly. The kick in the pitch. Swung on a shot. Right over the shortstop's head in the left field for a base hit. Ball hit like a bullet. Allman leaped up but could not make the grab, and LaFleur tosses it back in. Solid shot by McCannon. That gives the Twins 5 hits. Runner on board, 1 out for Laudner. He's 0 for 1. Rolled out to Bernazard his first time up. Bernazard with a sharp single, but LaFleur cut down at the plate in the last inning. Bernazard having a perfect day at the plate. He's 1 for 1 and 2 walks. Trout now from the stretch. Fires a strike called inside corner. Boy, Trout jams those hitters. It's 0-1. Tim Laudner, wide open stance. Trout goes to first, runner back easily. Lamar Johnson at first base today. Bernazard at second, Allman at short, and Morrison at third. Essien behind the plate. Here's the pitch. Strike call. It's 0-2. Inside again. Laudner looks back at the umpire, and the umpire says, hang in there, swing the bat. 0-2. 2 good pitches by Steve Trout. Big gap in left center for Laudner, playing him the swing late. Trout throwing him fastballs. This one's outside. 1-2. Steve Trout. After his 9th victory of the year. 1 out, 1 on here in the 4th. Stretch and the pitch. Swung on and fouled sharply on the ground on the third base side. Count holds 1 ball and 2 strikes to Laudner. Thunderbird would be next. Crosswind blowing from the right field corner blew that LaFleur base hit into fair territory. Here's the pitch. Outside, it's 2-2. Steve throwing hard.
You know, the Trout's had fewer starts than Baumgarten or Burns or Dotson or any of the regulars.
He got off to that. He was not in the rotation. In fact, I think the first 2 weeks he missed the first 10 days after coming out of Florida. Here's the throw to first back in time. They went to a 4-man rotation for a while, and he wasn't in it. But he's been consistent. Now he has a chance for a victory if he can hang on here. Again, he goes to first. Runner back in time. That's McCannon over there. He had a shot, a single with one out here in the fourth. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Trout gets him. Essien bluffs the throw to first, so there's 2 outs. 2 outs and a man on. For Trout, that's his first strikeout. Here's Mark Funderburk. He's 0 for 1. He rolled out to Morrison his first time up. Right-handed batter. As Trout looks in for the sign from Jim Essien. The pitch, high and away for a ball. This ballpark right near the airport. Also the home of the Minnesota Vikings for the last year. Here's the pitch. Took something off that pitch and got it outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Mark Funderburk. Ron Washington, who tripled and scored, will be next. And he really showed some speed on that triple. Stretch by the left-hander Trout. Here's the pitch. Throw to first base, and the runner is back in time. Pitch was a ball, and it's 3-0 now to Funderburk. They appeal now as he checks his swing, and the umpire at first base says, no dice. So Trout now 3-0 in the count. There are 2 outs. Number 9 man scheduled next. Here's the pitch. Strike called inside corner knee high. 3-1. Final game of this series. White Sox head into Seattle after the game. Trout goes the first, runner back in time. But don't forget, next weekend we're home against the Oakland A's and Billy Martin. Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday afternoon. Only 9 games left at home this year. Here's the pitch. Swung on and ripped into center field for a base hit. Ball hit like a bullet. And right pass to the right of Bernazard, and the road hit so hard that McCannon had to hold up at second. So runners on first and second, 2 outs. And that's the first major league hit for Mark Funderburk. Here we go again, Harry.
The White Sox, magnanimity of the inner soul. Another first. First major league hit by Funderburk.
All right, that puts the White Sox in a bigger jam. 2 outs now, but 2 on. Runners on first and second. And here's Ron Washington. This guy hit a triple to left his last time up, and Essien goes out to talk to Steve Trout. Well, let's get this guy, the number 9 man in the order, and get out of this inning. 4-2, Sox lead it. Minnesota now with 6 hits. Sox have 7. Trout fires. Swung on and fouled off to the right side. A skipping line shot foul off the railing in the right field side. The ball boy goes out to get it. 1 strike to Washington. Steve Trout in the stretch once again. Kicks and fires. Outside and high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ron Washington. Runner on second is McCannon. Funderburk is on first. Tying runs around here in the fourth. There's a change in a swing, and he got ahead of that pitch and fouled it into the White Sox dugout, third base side. So Trout ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One error in the game by the White Sox, Billy Allman. Or where's that Allman? So that was... Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. The first baseman Johnson has it right behind the bag, steps on the bag for the out, and the inning is over. That ball hit right close to the line. They had him played at the line, though, and Lamar made a nice pickup. So, Washington rolls out to first, unassisted, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. At the end of 4, here at the Met, the White Sox 4, the Twins 2.
You can trust your car to the products with the star. Reach for the star. The big bright Texaco star.
Now, many independent Texaco retailers are offering Texaco lead-free gasohol with higher octane performance. Look for it at the sign of the star.
The big, bright Texaco star. Reach for the star.
I tell you this, all a guy has to do is give you people the word and you really turn it on. All over this area, dealers report fantastic sales of the Serta Perfect Sleeper mattress. It's really a phenom. Top comfort, deep support. You can tell the moment you stretch out on a Serta Perfect Sleeper at your Serta dealers. From then on, you know Harry the Sandman has steered you on to the greatest sleeping mattress you'll ever know. Yes, sirree, sir. Fitness that feels good by day needs firmness that feels good by night. And that means Serta Perfect Sleeper. Nothing in the world but Serta Perfect Sleeper. The mattress that does it all. See the Serta Perfect Sleeper 50th Golden Anniversary specials at Morrison's and Ethan Allen Gallery in Olympia Fields and at Hubbard's Home Furnishings in Batavia.
Rich King back at the Met, and now back with us, the voice of the White Sox, Harry Caray.
All right, Rich, here we go. About top half of the fifth inning. 4-2, the White Sox lead, trying to salvage this finale. And Steve Trout with a chance to become the winningest pitcher on the staff. Lamar takes a curveball, low and outside, ball 2. At the end of 3 quarters, the Houston Oilers 6, the Cleveland Browns 3. They must have a monsoon in Cleveland for that kind of a score. Here's the windup, the pitch. Swung on, bouncing ball. Castino up with it nicely. Throws to first for the out. 1 away. At the end of 3 quarters, the Washington Redskins 7. The New York Giants nothing. At the half, the Buffalo Bills 21. The Baltimore Colts 3. And listen to this one. At the end of 3 quarters, Green Bay 17, Atlanta nothing. Here's the pitch. Lazinski fouls it off. Out of play, strike 1.
Now, is the pack back? They've been saying it for years.
Must be. Maybe it wasn't a fluke over the Bears. 1 strike to nothing. Here's the pitch on the way, and the curveball low. Lazinski, nothing out of 2 today. Struck out his first time, hit the ball a mile the second time, only to have it caught. The pitch, curveball, in there for a strike call. He's in the hole, 2 strikes and a ball. Montreal leading at Chicago 3-0 at the end of 4. 1 out, nobody on. We're in the 5th. Here's the pitch. Swung, and he struck him out. Lazinski goes down swinging. 4-2, the White Sox out in front. Here's Nordhagen. Flied out and was out on strikes. Ball game in the 5th. Now the windup, the pitch, here it is. Curveball in there, a strike call. 1 strike and nothing. 2 men are out. Ball game in the 5th. Nordhagen, a big 20 on the back of his uniform. Here's a fastball swung on. High fly ball, easy out. Ward in center field. 1-2-3, nothing across. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Got to hold them to score. White Sox 4, Twins 2.
Have you heard about all the great prizes you can win in McDonald's $15 million You Deserve a Break Today game? Well,
Win 25 grand.
ooh, and see Europe firsthand.
Win 100,000 or see the Orient.
Now,
And we have the grand prize.
$300,000 in cash or travel.
You deserve a break today at McDonald's.
No purchase required, at least 16 to play. Void where prohibited. Ends November 29th or while supplies last. Details at participating McDonald's.
Unless your car never leaves the garage, it can't escape the damaging effects of moisture. But you can prolong a new car look with quality DuPont car care products from True Value hardware stores. Hi, Pat Summerall to say DuPont Rain Dance Car Wax has an exclusive formula that keeps on beating and shining even after repeated rains and washing. And it's easy to apply in either paste or liquid form. True Value hardware stores also suggest that if water leaks from around windshield and windows, seal them with DuPont Waterproof Clear Window Sealer. Both Rain Dance Car Wax and the Clear Window Sealer are from DuPont, whose more than 50 years of research and development have made them truly a household word. Get both at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers. And get the current edition of my 4-part, full-color, all-time great Sports Stars collection free with any $10 or more purchase while supplies last at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers. And say that Pat Summerall sent you.
Harry Caray and Rich King, we go in the bottom of the 5th. In other ball games, Detroit pounding Bert Blyleven and the Indians. They're leading 8-4 at the end of 6. Up on the board, we have the Yankees. Yeah, Winfield hit number 10, Watson number 4. And they're still batting in the bottom of the 4th, leading 8-3. Baltimore, Milwaukee, no score in the bottom of the 4th. The other games haven't started as yet. They must be playing a doubleheader at Oakland, huh?
Let's see,
There we go with Gary Ward leading it off. The first pitch a little bit bad outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 4-2 White Sox. The pitch. Curveball inside. Ball 2. The Cubs are trailing Montreal 3-0. At the end of 4. Wallach hit a homer for Montreal. Here's the pitch. Strike over the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Gary Ward doesn't believe it. He thought it was way too far outside. Now the wind, 2 balls and a strike. The pitch, swung, ground ball. That ought to be easy for Holman to chart the peg to first for the out. Ward rolls out. Oh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 11 of the putouts have been ground balls. Out of 13 putouts, 11 have been on the ground. Now the wind-up, the pitch on the way. Fastball in there for a strike call. Dave Engel is nothing out of 2. White Sox lead by 2. Now the wind, the delivery, here it is. Curveball in there for a strike call. 2 strikes and nothing. Engel, right-handed batter, waits. Now the pitch, here it is. And it's a little bit low and outside. 2 strikes and a ball. San Diego leading Atlanta 3-1 at the end of 6. St. Louis out in front of the Mets. 2-0 at the end of 4. Now the pitch, high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. We're in the 5th. White Sox out in front by 2. Now Trout is ready. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Time is called. Now Engel gets back into the batter's box. Dave Engel. Here's the pitch. Swings. He's way off stride. Fouled it off the end of the bat. He went after an off-speed curveball.
Harry, he was telling me that Jim Lemon is trying to work with him to get ahead of the ball. In other words, pull the ball more and get his bat out in front of him instead of hitting line drives the other way. They're trying to get him to be a home run hitter.
Now the wind, the pitch, here it is. Swung on, a high fly ball. Should be caught. Lemon is there, and he has it. 2 gone. Engel popped to Lemon in short center. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Mickey Hatcher. Walked and hit safely. Steve Trout seems to be in command of this ball game. Andujar pitching for the Cardinals today. Lynch for the Mets. Kruko for the Cubs. Sanderson, a Chicago area boy, for Montreal. Philadelphia out in front of Pittsburgh, 2-1 in the 8th. Now the pitch. Swung on. Fouled out of play off to the right. A ball and a strike. 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Now the delivery, here it is. High fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Eddie Einhorn, the president of the White Sox, in attendance here today.
Wow.
There's a pitch, foul back to the screen. Boy, oh boy.
You believe that?
30-yard pass, Chaweski to Jenkins. Atlanta just caught up with Green Bay. 17-17. So they've scored.
Spoke too soon. The Pack is back.
They must have scored 17 points in the 4th period. Well, the Pack could still win it. Here's Hatcher with 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes, trailing by 2. Now the sign. Steve Trout's pitch. Curve swung on a little pop foul. Lamar is there. On the run, makes the catch. Hatcher foul to Lamar. So 1-2-3, nothing across. Steve looks very good out there. And at the end of 5, White Sox 4, Minnesota 2.
If you have business in London, you can get there on TWA. Because every day a TWA 747 takes off from O'Hare across the Atlantic with the most comfortable business class in the business. TWA's Ambassador class has more legroom than any other airline's business class, with 6 seats across instead of the usual 8 or 9, and no middle seats, only window and aisle seats. And TWA seats are wider, tilt back farther, and have more legroom than ever before. TWA's Ambassador class, the most comfortable way to do business across the Atlantic. Spice up your life with Jay's barbecue-flavored potato chips. They're terrific.
For most people, their car is the second biggest purchase of their life. Protect your investment in your car with Texaco Haviland Supreme Motor Oil. Up front, Haviland Supreme offers proven engine protection, State Trooper tested for over 1 million miles. In back, in your fuel tank, Haviland Supreme gives you improved mileage. In fuel economy tests, Haviland Supreme delivered improved mileage compared to a conventional 10W40 motor oil. Haviland Supreme Motor Oil for trooper-tested protection up front, plus improved mileage.
Rich King back at the Met in Bloomington with Harry Caray. And you know, the Sox Fun Run is a 3-mile run starting at McCormick Place and ending at home plate in Comiskey Park on Saturday, September 19th. For a mere $5, you can enter the race and you'll receive a T-shirt, general admission to the ballpark for the game that day against the Oakland A's, and a contribution to the U.S. track and field team. Entry forms are available at all Athlete's Foot stores and Comiskey Park, so join the race and become a winner.
All right, we go now into the top of the 6th inning. The way Trout is pitching, a couple more runs will just about secure this ball game. Here is Lemon, who started the 2-run rally in the 4th inning with a double off the third baseman's glove. Swings, and he fouls the first pitch back. Yankees 9, Red Sox 3 at the end of 5. Detroit 8, Cleveland 4 at the end of 5. Baltimore at Milwaukee, no score at the end of 3. Kansas City out in front of Oakland at the end of 1-0. Here's the pitch, and the curveball's a little bit inside. And it looks like Brian Kingman pitching for Oakland in that game. And the fact they're starting so early would indicate there's a doubleheader.
Well, paper says 1. It could have been a doubleheader.
Here's the pitch swung on and fouled out of play. 2 strikes and a ball. A fan made a great catch of a foul ball. They give him a good hand. About 10,000 or better here today. Beautiful afternoon. Boy, we're looking out over the rolling hills of Minnesota, and everything looks so green and fertile. Now the pitch swung on and fouled out of play. No such things as haze or smog here. The air is clean and refreshing. I don't know where do they put their factories here?
Must be downtown somewhere. Inner city area.
2 strikes and a ball. Lemon waiting. Here's the pitch. Into the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Harry, they're in shock in Green Bay. Interception returned by Kuykendall. Atlanta 24, the Pack 17 in the 4th.
Here's the pitch. Swung on. A looping fly ball may drop. It may drop. It does. In the short center field. Lemon gets his second hit of the day. A looping single to center. Just to show you how this game is. He had a looping double off the third baseman's glove that landed. It hit the third baseman's glove fair and then landed on the foul side of the line. His last time, and this time he blooped it in the short center. The first time up, Lemon hit a screaming line drive. The only ball he's really hit hard was out, and the two balls he hit softly were safe. That's baseball. Here's Morrison. He's had 2 RBIs. Now the stretch, the pitch, he bunts. Hey, it might go for a hit. They throw to first in time. The pitcher recovered in time to flip over to the second baseman. It's a sacrifice for Morrison. It was one of those Alphonse Gaston acts. Cooper looks at Hatcher. Hatcher looks at Cooper. Hatcher says, no, you Coop. Coop says, no, you Hatch. And then Coop said, hey, I better do something.
Well, Coop was on the ground. He was on his knees and reached out for that ball, picked it up, and flipped it over.
So, it's a sacrifice for Morrison. Here now is Essien. He's nothing out of 2. Playing in place of Carlton Fisk. Now the stretch. The pitch on the way. Fastball, a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Another right-hander up for the Twins.
Jim Essien batting .235. Don Cooper on the hill. Here's the pick-out play. Whoa, he's safe on a close play. From Cooper to Washington. And had Cooper thrown the ball right away, that'd have had him. At that, they almost did. Now the stretch, the pitch. There's a good fastball. I see they're going to play a day game again every year because of the opening of because of a football game in Minnesota Gophers. The Twins play a day game, a morning game. Here's a pitch swung on. Fly ball in the right center, coming on, trying for the catch, not making it. Is the right fielder to throw to third? He is safe. Runners at first and third. Essien, Bloopsman in the short right. Engel made a diving attempt, but couldn't hold on to the ball.
Well, Chet went back because he didn't know whether the ball would be caught or not. He went back towards second and had to hustle to third. The throw was high, and Chet slid in.
Now Chet is leaning over on both hands on his knees. Bobby Winkles looks into the White Sox dugout. Runners at first and third. Now there's a case. What if Engel had thrown Lemon out at third base? How can you give the batter a hit on it? Just a fielder's choice.
Yep. He doesn't advance the base.
Right? We had that play earlier, this year, when Allman couldn't advance from third to home on what was ruled a hit. And the technicality was that it should have been the fielder's choice. But they gave the batter, I forget who it was now.
Well, Allman was on third, and
who was the hitter?
I don't know who.
LaFleur.
Exhibition game against the Cubs.
Against the Cubs. I think it was LaFleur.
I had a debate with that with somebody. We kept going round and round, and never could
All
figure
I
it
know
out.
is that if you have a hit, you've advanced
the runner.
A runner.
Right.
Okay? And if you don't advance a man from third to home, then I don't see how you can be credited with a hit. That's going to be all for Corbett. The White Sox have runners at first and third with 1 out and a new pitcher coming in.
Bob Baselik. And I think he's on that new sheet they got. With all the new names.
I got it here.
At least I hope he's on there.
Baselik from Toledo. He won 11, lost 11 at Toledo with an earned run average of almost 5 runs per game. He gave up 181 hits in 171 innings. And when you have that kind of a year in the minor leagues, they promote you to the big league.
Well, with Cooper getting the start and now Vasilek coming in, the White Sox in great shape to take this finale here. The way we're going, though, you can't guarantee anything.
So, Vasilek, a right-hander.
Well, Cooper worked 5 1/3. So far, he's given up 4 runs as 2 men on base.
Vasilek comes from Pittsburgh, lives out in Walnut Creek, California, which is a suburb of Oakland. He's been in professional baseball for the last 5 years. In 1978, he won 18 and lost 8 at Visalia in the California State League. Last year, he came up with the Twins, appeared in 1 game, pitched 4 innings, allowed 3 hits. Now he's relieving Cooper, making his first appearance of this year. He's a right-hander, 6-footer, 180-pounder, 26 years old. The infield playing back. Bill Allman, the hitter, the pitch, slow curve, looped into left field. It's going to drive in a run. There's the catch. Here's the runner try. Here's a throw to the plate. Not in time. Lemon has scored. Bill Allman drives in a run, his 39th of the year, with a sacrifice fly.
Well, that's his job. Lemon is really hurting. He's limping badly as he walks back toward the dugout.
2 men are gone. Well, I guess that's a penance he's paying today for
diving
being taken out yesterday. Here's a pitch low, ball 1. Ron LaFleur, who's driven in a run, he's 2 out of 3. He has stolen 2 bases, making a total of 29 for the year. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike call. Vasilek. V-E-S-E-L-I-C. Bob Vasilek. A ball and a strike. Now the pitch. A little bit low and away. 5-2 in favor of the White Sox. The ball game in the 6th. Beautiful afternoon here. The breeze blowing towards left. The pitch. Inside. Ball 3. Gray balls and a strike. I think they finally figured out a way to keep LaFleur from stealing second. Walk him with a man at second base. There's a strike call. Now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kansas City out in front of Oakland. 2-0 at the end of 2. Bob Vasilek is ready. Ron LaFleur waiting. 3-2 pitch. Curveball inside, ball 4. So that's the first base on balls given up by Vasilek. And here's Tony Bernazon, who's walked twice and singled. Boy, Green Bay ahead 17-0 in the 4th period, is now trailing 24-17. Atlanta exploded on him. Here's a pitch. Bernazard fouls it back. Oh, I can hear those Wolves in Green Bay now.
Bart Starr. Atlanta, a very good ball club. The Packers came out of that game. We saw a part of it in the tube downstairs, and they came out, drove the ball right down the field, looked real good.
I wonder if ahead 17-0 if they started to sit on the ball. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fly ball, left field, going to be caught. Thunderberg is there, and he has it. Bernazard line to Thunderberg. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go into the bottom of the 6th. White Sox leading 5-2.
Energy sources may seem to be in short supply, but not at True Value hardware stores. Hello again, everybody. Harry Caray to say that there you'll find a long-lasting energy source for all your high-drain battery-powered devices. The ever-ready Energizer Alkaline Battery. They're available in C, D, double and AAA, and 9-volt sizes to provide flashlights, radios, and calculators with power you can depend on. Get ever-ready Energizers at participating True Value hardware stores. Here's to all the folks who are tuning us in from out of town right now. To you loyal White Sox fans, no matter where you live, this Bud's for you.
This Bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. Quite the way you do. So here's to you. You know it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. This Bud's for you.
Whether you call Indiana, Illinois, or Wisconsin home, you're a fellow fan of the Chicago White Sox. And believe me, we appreciate your support. So here's to you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This Bud's for you. This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, coming up, just for you, an ice-cold Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Harry Caray and Rich King were back in the ballpark, sending White Sox baseball your way through WBBM FM, 96 on your FM dial, Chicago.
Well, after the game is over, stick with BBM FM. It'll take you through your day with the music of Simon and Garfunkel, the Eagles, Chicago, and the Beach Boys. BBM FM, FM 96.
I like Chicago.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Steve Trout with a chance to become the winningest pitcher on the staff. There's the first pitch to him, in there for a strike call. Roy Smalley leading it off. 1 strike to nothing. I tell you, if you don't finish anywhere, that being the winningest pitcher on the staff may not sound like much until you talk contract.
Yeah.
Boy, that's some ammunition to have. Say, hey, I'm the best pitcher you got. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there, a strike call. Well, the first upset of the day is history. Bum Phillips and the New Orleans Saints beat the Los Angeles Rams 23-17. Final. Here's a fastball high and outside. Well, there's an old country boy who's happy right now. Bum Phillips.
Yep, he lost last week, but he's...
Here's a pitch swung on, a drive, foul, into the right field corner.
Let's see, the Rams, they're 0-2.
0-2 is right. 2 strikes in the ball. Boy, what's the latest on that Kansas City, Tampa Bay?
Let's see here.
That's a tough ball game today.
13 for Kansas City, 10 for Tampa at the end of 3.
2 strikes in the ball. Here's the pitch. Swung, and he foul tipped. I think Kansas City was favored by a few points. But a lot of time to go in that one, the 4th quarter. Look what Atlanta did in the 4th quarter. They've already scored 24 points to take a 24-17 lead over Green Bay. There's strike 3 call to Roy Smalley. Off-speed pitch caught the outside corner at the knee. Here's John Castino. Now for Steve Trout's 2nd strikeout. He has walked only 1 man. He's given up 6 hits. There's a pitch fouled down the third base line. 1 strike to nothing.
Harry, in that Yankee game, 9-3 over Boston. Winfield got number 10, Watson number 4. Guidry will get the win as 11th if they hang on.
Now to wind up the pitch on the time called. Montreal still leads the Cubs 3-0 in the fourth. Or at the end of four. Now the pitch to Castino. A little bit inside. That evens the count. A ball and a strike. Boy, Steve Trout has sort of whips that ball in there. Now the pitch. Smash! Oh, off his leg. Whoa, a base hit. Hit him right on the shin. And Trout is limping around. Here comes Herman Schneider out.
Oh, man, let's hope he's okay.
Boy, that hit him. A low line drive by Castino right off of Trout's leg.
He's trying to put some pressure on it.
Of the right leg. It looks like it might be right above the ankle, if not on the ankle. Now, Tony La Russa, the manager of the White Sox, points down to the bullpen to get somebody warmed up.
Farmer getting up.
Ed Farmer. Here's some other football scores. Green Bay, as we mentioned, was leading 17-0 going into the fourth period. Atlanta has already scored 24 points to lead 24-17. They're still playing. Cleveland leading Houston 6-3 at the end of three periods. Final an upset. New Orleans knocked off the Rams 23-17. The Giants have scored and they've tied up the Redskins 7-7 at the end of three periods.
Can you believe this?
Oh. A 58-yard return of a fumble by Williams of Atlanta has now made it 31-17 in the fourth period. Atlanta exploding dramatically after trailing 17-0. Kansas City leads Tampa 13-10 at the end of three periods. At the half, Buffalo 21, Baltimore 3. Other games out west haven't started yet, including the Bears.
Well, they've been working on Trout down there. Herman Schneider going back, and looks like he's going to try to stay in there.
So Castino made it the third straight game. He's had 1 out of 3. Off the pitcher's leg, and Trout is going to stay in there. Here's McCann. 5-2 White Sox. 1 out, 1 on the bottom of the 6th.
Well, the Cubs are fighting back. Montreal 5-2 now at the end of 5. Hall hit a home run for the Cubs. His first.
Now the stretch, the pitch on the way to McCann. Swung, there's a drive, but it's going to be foul in the left field corner. 1 strike to nothing. Who hit the homer?
A guy named Hall. H-A-L-L. Obviously, the guy they just brought up.
I think he was up with him before.
Wallach homered for Toronto, his 4th.
Now the pitch, here it is. Swung. Foul ball on the right field line. He's gone both ways now.
Jay Howell is
Mel
out.
Hall it is.
No.
Played with the Quad Cities last year. Left-handed batter. The wind must be blowing out at Wrigley Field. Fouled it off the end of his bat.
Trout is shaking his foot there. It doesn't look like he's shaking it off yet. It's still bothering him out there.
1 on and 1 out. Pete McCann is 1 out of 2. Here's the pitch. Wide at the knees. 2 strikes and a ball. Kansas City leading Oakland 2-0. Now the pitch, here it is. Swung. Looping fly ball, short center, going to drop. Hey, great play by Bill Allman. Spectacular catch. With his back to the infield. Boy, I was watching Lemon. I didn't think Allman had a Chinaman's chance. And you can see Lemon was not going to reach it. And Bill Allman, running at top speed with his back to the infield, lunged at the last moment and caught the ball with his fingertips. Beautiful play.
Boy, a perfect description. That ball in the webbing of his glove, and he just reached out, lunging out, and made the grab. And here comes LaRussa out.
Tony La Russa's coming out. Maybe, I think he believes that Steve is not throwing as freely as he normally does, which would be an effect of having been hit on the leg, and that's what it's going to be. Ed Farmer comes in.
Yeah, it looked like Trout started to aim his pitches, and he was still being bothered by that foot. Nice hand for Steve.
Well, we got a lot of pitchers in that bullpen, so why take any chance with Trout getting hurt? You know, the famous injury of a batted ball by a pitcher, the most celebrated one was Dizzy Dean, pitching in an all-star game, Earl Averill. That was when Diz was in his prime. Averill hit a line drive off his toe. It broke Dizzy's toe. After 2 weeks, Dizzy was back trying to pitch. And he changed his fluid, rhythmic, natural style to favor his sore toe and hurt his arm.
Yeah.
And thus shortened his career considerably, although he still will go down in the annals of baseball as one of the game's greatest.
Ed Farmer coming in, Harry, 2-3, a 3.92 ERA. Game number 36 for Big Ed. Leads the staff with 10 saves. In 43 2/3 innings pitched, he's given up 37 hits. He has 28 strikeouts and 20 walks. It's hard to read these computerized figures here.
So Ed Farmer taking his practice tosses. It's not been exactly a happy year for Farmer. First man he'll face is Laudner, the catcher, Tim Laudner. Now, Jim Essien is out talking now. This is the 36th appearance for Farmer. He's won 2, he's lost 2, he's saved 10. He leads the staff in saves. Lamar Hoyt has 8 saves. But Hoyt has 7 victories. So now Laudner, a right-handed batter with 2 out and a runner at first, the pitch. Swung and he missed. 1 strike and nothing. Laudner looks like a free swinger indeed. Ed Farmer set. Bottom of the 6th. 5-2 in favor of the White Sox. Now the delivery, here it is. Strike 2 call. Red Sox fighting back. They now trail at Yankee Stadium 9-5. And Ron Guidry's no longer in the ballgame. Here's the delivery. Strike 3 call.
Man.
Laudner was overmatched. Called out on strike. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left. Trout pitched 5 2/3 innings. Is charged with 2 runs, 7 hits. At the end of 6 now, the score, White Sox 5, Twins 2.
There's only one reason to pick one hot dog over another when you're hungry. That's taste. And that's why so many folks are picking Dubuque White Sox Plumpers when they want to enjoy a really good hot dog. Dubuque White Sox Plumpers are made with quality meats and choice spices. But it all comes down to that tender, juicy, mildly seasoned flavor in the end. You can get Dubuque White Sox Plumpers at most supermarkets in the Chicago area. Try some today. Dubuque White Sox Plumpers.
Summer times and first vacations, happy times and celebrations. Somewhere there's a Chevy that's a part of me. Autumn trees and good vibrations, winter scenes and decorations. Somewhere there's a Chevy at the heart of it. Chevy makes good things happen, good things
Harry Caray back at the Met. We go into the top of the 7th. The White Sox are leading 5-2. At Cleveland, the Houston Oilers beat the Cleveland Browns 9-3. That's a final. And at Kansas City, here's Lamar Johnson, a curveball low. Final score, the Kansas City Chiefs 19, the Tampa Bay Bucks 10. Now the pitch is a fastball a little bit low. And here's a little bit of an upset in Washington. The New York Giants are leading 17-7 over the Redskins. Late in the 4th period. Here's a pitch. Johnson swings a long drive. Deep right field, way back in foul territory now and out of play. Final score. Would you believe this one? Green Bay leading 17-0 going into the 4th quarter at Green Bay was walloped today. Atlanta 31, Green Bay 17. Wow. That's a complete reversal. Oh, I'll bet when you go in the 4th period trailing 17-0. Here's a ground ball hit to the shortstop. Washington has it over to first for the out. In pro football, going to the 4th period, trailing 17-0, you're thinking, man, if we could just score 2 touchdowns and then a field goal, we'd get us a tie. Little did they dream, they're going to wind up with 31 points in the 4th period. Boy, I feel for Bart Starr. Here's the pitch. Fastball low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Lazinski, the hitter, nothing out of 3. Now the pitch. Curveball swung off. Fly ball, center field, gonna drop. Base hit. Lazinski singles to center. And that'll bring up Nordhagen. Nordhagen 0 for 3. The White Sox with 10 hits, good for 5 runs. A rookie, Don Cooper, started against them today. And they jumped out in front early. Here's Nordhagen. Here's the pitch. Swung. Trying to hit to right and he missed. 1 strike to nothing. Our White Sox baseball coming to you through WBBM FM. Chicago 96 on your FM dial. Here's a pitch fouled. 2 strikes to nothing. Well, great music. Keep in mind this spot on your FM dial, 96. Here's the pitch. Swung, and he struck him out. Nordhagen goes down swinging. Here's Chet Lemon. He's 2 out of 3. He started 2 scoring innings. He doubled to open the 2-run 4th and singled to open the 1-run 6th. Now the pitch, curveball, a little bit outside. Vaselic, a right-hander on the hill. In release of Cooper. 5-2 Chicago. There's a fastball low. Hey, 16,308. More people here today than we had in the last 2 nights put together. Now the pitch, a little bit outside. And the biggest crowd of the series, one bigger than the first 2 put together. We'll see the only game the Twins lost. So that's the way it is when you're struggling. When you finally put together a winning streak and get the people to come out to see you, you fall on your face. There's a strike call.
Remember last year we had those 30,000 crowds? I think we were 0-5.
3 balls and a strike. Can't get over that Atlanta comeback over Green Bay. Now the stretch. Pitch. Swung on a half swing and he fouled it back. The count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tomorrow night we'll talk to you from Seattle, from the Kingdom.
Got to pack him in out there, huh?
They've been averaging about 7,500. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Much is going to depend what happens this weekend in Chicago as to whether the White Sox have a chance to draw a million in spite of the abbreviated season. Here's a pitch swung foul with a runner going. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And we can have the kind of turnouts that you would expect for an Oakland series involving the division leader.
Tax increase required to support spending next year, and Bob Crawford has more.
The mayor's new budget does not call for a property tax increase. In fact, it shows a $6 million decrease in the tax levy. But cautioning that he did not want to mislead the public, Budget Director Tim Witzman said the costs of an upcoming wage hike for union firemen would wipe out the tax rollback. Witzman had indicated about a week ago.
747 takes off from O'Hare across the Atlantic with the most comfortable business class in the business. TWA's Ambassador class has more legroom than any other airline's business class, with 6 seats across instead of the usual 8 or 9, and no middle seats, only window and aisle seats. And TWA seats are wider, tilt back farther, and have more legroom than ever before. TWA's Ambassador class, the most comfortable way to do business across the Atlantic.
Why do we call Texaco's Haviland Supreme Motor Oil Supreme? It's the finest 10W40 motor oil we've ever offered. It not only gives you proven engine protection up front, demonstrated in over 1 million miles of state trooper testing, it also gives you improved mileage. In fuel economy tests, Haviland Supreme delivered improved mileage compared to a conventional 10W40 motor oil. Trooper tested protection and improved mileage in one motor oil. No wonder we call this Haviland Supreme.
The White Sox and the Oakland A's on Sunday, September 20th, and prior to the game, it's the ever-popular father-son-daughter game. So come on out and scout our potential players and see if they have any father-like children prospects in the organization. Good seats are available. So call now, 924-1000 for tickets and information. Visa MasterCard customers can dial Call Sox 225-5769, both open 24 hours.
Pat Rice of the St. Paul newspaper here. Pat, what's the story with the Twins? Do you think that the Griffiths will sell them?
I don't think they're selling before 82, Harry. He wants to see how he does in the Dome. He's kind of, I think, going to play a lot of kids next year and hope that while they're taking their lumps, the Dome will draw them some people. There's some things that you're not going to recognize these guys. Smalley, I think, is gone for sure. Castino might be gone. It'd be good for your club to talk to him about him because he's a good player. Weiniger might even be gone.
Yeah. Our ball club, I'm sure, like any other ball club, would like Castino.
Yeah, he hasn't played well this year. And he's really down since Calvin came out and ripped a whole bunch of them. You've seen him today. He hasn't had a good day today, but he's a good player. And they might unload a whole bunch of them because they're really... Gardner's one of the most candid guys I've ever run into, and he doesn't like the attitude of this team, and they may make a whole bunch of changes.
Good to see you. See you downstairs after the game. Pat Royce, well-known sports writer here in the Twin Cities. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rich Sofield, an outfielder, will be the pinch hitter. Left-handed batter, Ed Farmer on the hill. Sofield hitting 171. There's a ground ball to the third baseman. Up with it, throwing is Morrison. Squires now playing first base, has a defensive move, and there's one away. And we also have Rusty Coons now playing right field. Coonson right. Squires at first. Farmer's on the hill. There's one away. And here is another Wilfong. Rob Wilfong will be the pinch hitter. Good-looking infielder, this guy, hitting .238. 3 homers, 15 runs batted in. Another left-hand batter. $16,308 paid here. Now the pitch. Low and inside. Hey, look at what they do to that scoreboard on the Cubs game. They've got Montreal trailing 2-0. Before that, Montreal leading 3-0.
Sounds like a mistake. Because they got a home run for sure in the game, according to the ticker.
2 balls, no strikes the count. White Sox leading here 5-2 in the bottom of the 7th.
The final score, Harry, the Giants 17, Washington 7.
Here's ball 3 outside. Well, that's an upset. The Giants beating the Redskins at Washington. Now the signal. The pitch. High outside, ball 4. Wilfong gets a base on ball. Here's Gary Ward. Well, Dallas Cowboys out in front of the St. Louis Cardinals. 7-0 the first quarter. 1 out, 1 on. Gary Ward is 2 out of 3. Ed Farmer is set. The pitch. Swung, and he missed the fastball. 1 strike and nothing. Cleveland is fighting back at Detroit, but the Tigers still lead 8-5 in the 8th. Milwaukee's jumped out in front of Baltimore, 4-0. There's a pitch popped up. Short right field. Bernazard going out under the ball, and he makes the catch. Ward popped to Bernazard. 2 men out. Here's Engel, another right-hand hitter.
Well, Harry, if the Orioles lose and Detroit wins, it'd be 4 games out. Yankees would stay 3 out. They win.
Well, that's a long game at New York today, as well as at Detroit. Here's the pitch. Engel takes a fastball high and inside. Yankees are leading 9-5 at the end of 6 over the Red Sox. Kansas City leads Oakland 2-1 at the end of 3. And Detroit 8-5 over Cleveland at the end of 8. Now the stretch, the pitch. Swung, and he missed. That evens the count of the ball and a strike. Sophia limbering up. He'll stay in the ball game in all probability. Here's a pitch swung on, bouncing ball foul, outside third. 2 strikes and the ball.
Well,
Dave Engel, the hitter.
The Dodgers 2-1 over Cincinnati, Harry, in the 6th.
Houston has a 2.5 game lead over Atlanta, with the Dodgers 3 games back. Cincinnati and San Francisco 3.5 out. Only San Diego is out of it. Now the stretch. Right-hand hitter waits. Time is called. Essien goes out to talk to Farmer. Essien hasn't caught much. Early in the year when Fisk was hurt, Essien did a good job. But I think this is the first game of the second half that he has started.
Bears trailing 7-0 near the end of the first.
Here's the pitch. Struck him out. Engel is out on strike. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. Bears behind already?
Yep, in the first.
At the end of 7. White Sox 5, Twins 2.
Irv Wolfson Company is having a sale on name brand bedding featuring Sealy, Serta, and Therapeutic. These are name brands you know at prices you've never seen before. Buy a Therapeutic twin set, that's the mattress and box spring, for $79.95 cash and carry. Yes, that's $79.95 a set. Irv Wolfson Company also has headboards and bed frames to go along with your purchase. So come on in to Irv Wolfson Company at 3221 West Irving Park Road, Chicago, or call 267-9136. Irv Wolfson Company, home of personalized professional service.
When I think of the all-time great teams, the professionals at Interstate Transmissions rank right up there with the 27 Yankees and, of course, the 59 White Sox. Interstate's all-stars have what it takes to keep your car's transmission running young. So bring your car to Interstate Transmissions for quality transmission service. And, if you need it, Interstate offers free towing. Call Interstate Transmissions today, where they do a better job on transmissions and the related problems, because that's the only job they do.
Say tomorrow morning, wake up with Al Mitchell and the BBM-FM Morning Memory Tester. If you're a classic movie buff, you can win some great prizes tomorrow morning on FM 96, BBM-FM.
Harry Caray back at the Met, where 16,308 paid, only to see their team's 5-game winning streak be jeopardized at the moment, as our White Sox have a 5-2 lead. Here's Jim Morrison to lead it off. The first pitch in there, strike call. Morrison has driven in 2 runs. He's 1 out of 2. He laid down a sacrifice as well as hit a home run. Here's the pitch, a high pop foul. Coming over into the stands, out of play. 2 strikes to nothing. The Bears trail 7-0 in the first period. The reason I said so soon, that game just started. That must be the first possession of the game. Morrison, 2 strikes to nothing. The pitch is outside.
Harry, you're talking about San Diego before. Did you see the box score from that game? San Diego losing 5-4. Frank Howard used 6 pitchers. Atlanta used 5, 11 pitchers in the game.
Here's the pitch. Started to swing, went around. Tried to stop, and he's out of there on strike. Morrison goes down swinging. Well, what happened to our scoreboard?
Yeah, light malfunction out there.
I think the computers have gone bad. Whenever something's wrong, they always blame computers, don't they?
That's right. They're to blame.
Here's a pitch, and it's high. Essien, the batter, he's 1 out of 3.
The guy running the computers blames the computers.
1 out, nobody on base. The pitch is in there for a strike call to beauty. A ball and a strike. White Sox leading 5-2. There's a breaking ball a little bit outside. 2 balls and a strike. Watching that scoreboard closely for you. Now the windup, the delivery, here it is. Swung, and there's a base hit. Essien singles sharply to left. So with 1 out, there's 1 on. And Bill Ullman, who's 1 out of 2, scored a run and batted 1 in, giving him a total of 39 for the year. Very good.
Sure is.
We're going to have a runner. Sutherland is going to run now for Essien. Essien is 2 out of 4 for the day.
He has a good lifetime average against Minnesota, something like 360. Always hits well.
Well, Essien not going to disgrace anybody behind that plate. And undoubtedly, but for the strike, he would have done a lot more catching.
Yeah.
But with 2 months of the season knocked off by the strike, manager LaRussa felt that he should be catching Fisk every day. That may have taken a little toll out of Carlton Fisk's bat. But at any rate, today, he was finally rested, and Essien's had 2 out of 4. Here's Ullman. 1 out, 1 on, 8th inning. They got a nickel and dime game going on at Yankee Stadium. New York 10. They got the dime, and the Red Sox have the nickel. 5. 10-5 at the end of 7. Oh, to first, the runner back.
Neither of which will buy a cup of coffee these days.
$1.75 for the 2 morning papers today. Here's the pitch. In there, a beauty, a strike called Allman. 1 strike and nothing. You pay $1.75 for 2 papers, and all they got in there, talk about all the extra pages, are these advertising supplements.
Thing weighs a ton.
There's the pitch. Pitch out. I love Sunday in Chicago when you're not working. It takes you from the time you get up and have breakfast until 60 minutes starts to finish the 2 papers. A ball and a strike. Now the delivery to Allman. Here it is. Swung. He was jammed with that little pop fly in the infield. Wilfong is there, and he has it. Allman pops to Wilfong. 2 away. Here's LaFleur. He's 2 out of 3. 2 stolen bases. A run batted in. Ron LaFleur. If LaFleur here's a pitch out. The runner starts. Snap throw, he gets back to first. In some books it says LaFleur is 31. In other books it says he's 28. Whatever, he can still run.
Boy, he is instinctive base runner too.
Now the delivery. Instead over to first. Runner back. In the baseball register it says LaFleur is 33.
Does our book say 28?
Yeah. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the pitch. There goes the runner. Swung and missed. Catcher dropped the ball. It'll be a stolen base.
He tipped it, I guess.
Did he tip it foul? Yep. The umpire motions to the runner to go back. A ball and a strike. He barely ticked the ball foul. St. Louis has taken the lead over the Mets 3-2 at the end of 6. What's the latest score on the Cubs?
We have that sheet here. We'll find out.
Favor who? Here's the pitch. There goes the runner. The throw. He's back in there safely. Pitch is low outside. Oh, no wonder they got an O up there for Montreal. They can't get the other digit up there, which would make it 10. They got 5 in the 6. Cubs use Krukal, Howell, Smith, Tidrow, and Eastwick so far. Now the pitch. Swung, smash. In the right field, a hit for LaFleur. Here's the runner going to score. Throw to the plate. Save! LaFleur holding on at first base. LaFleur's second run batted in today. And the White Sox now lead 6-2.
Boy, that play was closer than it originally looked. Nice throw, but Leo with that good slide got in there.
That Engel's got a fine arm. He used to be a third baseman. Still plays it at times. Final score, Detroit 8, Cleveland 6.
Well, Harry, California got 4 in the first off of Texas. Bobby Grich, number 18.
Well, see how that works. Now, we lost games 2 days in a row to Texas. Now the White Sox are winning. Oh, we lost games 2 days in a row to Texas and stayed even with California. Right? Now, we gain one of the 2 back that we lost to Texas and don't gain anything on California. Here's a ground ball hit by Bernazard. Here's a pitcher coming to bag. The out from the first baseman to Vasilek, the pitcher. From Hatcher to Vasilek. And Bernazard is retired. That's what I meant. I meant the last few days when I say it's so tough. Once you get into where you play only the team in your own division, every time you win, you're not gonna gain ground on somebody else who wins. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go in the bottom of the 8th. The White Sox 6, the Twins 2.
Light up your home and lighten your budget this fall with energy-efficient GE lighting products from True Value Hardware Stores. Hi, Pat Summerall to tell you the Circulite 100 is as bright as a 100-watt bulb, but uses only 44 watts of energy and outlasts 10 ordinary bulbs. The GE Bright Stick is ideal for dark spots in kitchen, workshop, or study, and uses just 33 watts. And use a 75-watt floodlight in place of a 150-watt size to save even more energy and money. You'll find GE products at participating True Value Hardware Stores and home centers.
When your car needs tires, that's when you need great Cooper radials. What a job they do.
Have you heard about all the great prizes you can win in McDonald's $15 million You Deserve a Break Today game? Well,
Win 25 grand.
Ooh, and see Europe firsthand.
Win 100,000 or see the Orient.
Now,
And we have the grand prize.
$300,000 in cash or travel.
You deserve a break today at McDonald's.
No purchase required, at least 16 to play. Void where prohibited. Ends November 29th or while supplies last. Details at participating McDonald's. Join us tonight at 11 here on BBM FM for the special of the week. It's an hour with the divine Miss M, Bette Midler. That's tonight at 11 here on FM 96.
Harry Caray and Rich King, and we go in the bottom of the 8th. The White Sox leading by 4. Leo Sutherland now playing center field. Rusty Kuntz is in right. Ron LaFleur stays in left. Here's Hatcher to lead it off. Hatcher's 1 out of 2 today. 1 out of 9 in the series. Now to stretch the pitch on the way. And he fouls it off to the right. Kansas City leading Oakland 3-1 at the end of 4. Now the signal given. Here's the pitch. Curveball in there, a beauty, a strike call. White Sox only have about 19 games left. They got to hit a long winning streak.
Yep. 7 or 8 games at least.
Now the pitch, curveball, foul off to the right. Well, they play head-to-head with Oakland, 7 games, and California, 6, I think it is. What hurts, though, you don't play Kansas City. However, Oakland and California and Texas do play Kansas City. So things could really tighten up. Here's the pitch, outside. That's a big series opening up tomorrow night in Seattle. You got to go in there and wipe them out. 2 strikes on the ball. Nobody on and nobody out. Here's the pitch by Ed Farmer. Bouncing ball up the middle. That's through. Base hit. Hatcher singles the center. The end of the first quarter, the New England Patriots 3, Philadelphia Eagles nothing. End of the first quarter, Seattle 7, Denver 3. End of the first quarter, San Francisco 49ers 7, the Bears nothing. At New York, no score. The Jets and the Bengals, no score at the end of 1. At the end of the first quarter, San Diego 7, Detroit 3. Glenn Adams will be the pinch hitter here for Smalley. Adams, a left-hand batter, a veteran, been around, used to be with the Giants, batting .214 with 2 homers. The pitch, fastball outside. He's a good fastball hitter. A left-hander and a right-hander in the bullpen for the Twins. 6-2, the White Sox are leading. Now the pitch. Bouncing ball, looks like a double play to Squires. Oh, Oh, the throw is bad. Here's the runner now, trying for third base. Wild throw. Here's the runner, doesn't see the ball. He's not going to try to score. A perfect double play ball to Squires. I don't know whether his throw was not where Allman expected it or whether Allman just plain dropped it. And then Hatcher looked like he was running into suicide at third base, and Allman threw that ball away.
Carry, the throw was just a little bit high, but Allman, I think, his momentum was carrying him across the bag. The throw was to the opposite way, like a receiver going the wrong way. He reached back to get it, but he should have had at least one out.
There are 2 errors on the play, I guess. No,
yeah.
1 error. Just on Squires. Runners at second and third, nobody out. And now, John Costino, who's 1 out of 3, will be the batter. The outfield playing straight away. 6-2, the White Sox lead. We're in the bottom of the 8th.
Boy, the break on that play is the runner didn't realize where the ball was after Allman threw it away.
Now the stretch, the pitch. The base hit up the middle. 1 run is in. Here's another man around third. He's going to be held up. They weren't even going to throw for him, but he held up to play it safe. Costino singles the center. Carl Keel played it safe. Now that's being ultra-conservative because the opposition's not even going to throw for him.
The ball died in the grass. Leo came in. The guy could have walked in.
So now it's 6-3, and the tying run is at the plate, and we're going to have another pinch hitter.
In fact, Kevin Hickey up for the White Sox in their bullpen. Here comes La Russa. Boy, that double play ball, man, oh man. La Russa coming out to talk to Farmer.
They haven't announced the left-handed hitter as yet.
Number 1. Must be a youngster. There's the announcement.
Tim Corcoran. Tim Corcoran's going to be the pinch hitter. With runners at first and third, the score is 6-3. Nobody out. The crowd making a racket. The Twins with a chance to really get into this ball game. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Tim Corcoran, not hitting much, 167. Left-hand batter, the pitch on the way. Fastball a little bit low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Corcoran's had 3 hits for the Twins this year, 2 of them double. 1 ball, no strikes, the pitch. Will strike over the outside corner. And that evens the count of a ball and a strike.
Nothing like easing him up a little bit.
Runners at first and third. Now Ed Farmer ready, the pitch. Swings at a breaking ball and he missed. And now he's out in front of him. 2 strikes and a ball.
Well, this is not Farmer's fault. Double play ball was botched by the White Sox. Or else he'd be in great shape right now.
They gave Squires the air on the throw. 2 strikes and a ball. Now the pitch, here it is. Curve stuck him out.
Beauty.
Corcoran is called out on strike. 1 away. And that will bring up the catcher, Tim Laudner. Right-handed batter. Ball game in the bottom of the 8th. Rich Sofield on deck. That was a big out. Corcoran never did swing the bat.
And Harry, that's 3 strikeouts now for Ed Farmer.
Farmer's walked 1. Allowed 2 hits. Now the pitch on the way. Curve, strike call. 1 strike to nothing. These guys keep looking for fastball, and Farmer keeps giving him that big curve. 1 strike to nothing. 2 men are on.
The way this guy is standing, looks like he could ever hit a curveball.
There's a pitch. Fastball outside. He's wasting his fastball and getting his curveball over. Now ready. A ball and a strike. Dodgers leading at Cincinnati 4-1. Here's the stretch. The pitch. Swung at a curve and he missed it. 2 strikes and a ball.
14-0. San Francisco over the Bears in the second. 46-yard touchdown pass.
Joe Montana?
Joe Montana to Freddie Solomon, I believe.
2 strikes and a ball. Now the pitch, here it is. Struck him out. He is out. The runner goes to second base as the ball hits in the dirt and bounces away from Mark Hill, who's now doing the catching. So Laudner goes down swinging. That brings up Rich Sofield. S-O-F-I-E-L-D. Not to be mistaken with Schofield. A wild pitch is charged, enabling Castino to take second. So that's 2 strikeouts in a row here by Ed Farmer. Here's Rich Schofield. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball right in there, a strike call. Nick Hamsick, who scouts for the Angels and who scouted young Ducky Schofield, says he's a can't-miss major leaguer. Here's the stretch, the pitch. Swings, and he fouls it off. Boy, Farmer's had that combination of fastball and curveball going perfectly for him.
Yeah, he's really pitching well out there. And he's really bearing down after the trouble he was in. That error could have rattled him, but it didn't. He's a veteran.
This is a big man here because a base hit makes it 6-5, and anything can happen.
Got to get this guy.
Schofield, a left-hand hitter. He's in the hole, 2 strikes and nothing. Farmer wants a new baseball. Now ready. Farmer has his sign. Here's the pitch. A little bit low and outside, barely missed. Boy, he aimed for that outside corner with a sinking fastball, missed by a fraction. 2 strikes and a ball. Bears losing at San Francisco, 14-0. In the second quarter. 2 strikes and the ball. The pitch. Struck him out, a fastball. He struck out 3 in a row. Well, how you guys going to drive in runs holding the bat on your shoulder? Boy, and then they want to argue with the umpire. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error. Could have been much more costly. 2 men left. So all's well that ends well. And at the end of 8, the White Sox 6, the Twins 3.
Gasoline economy. Today, every motorist is thinking about it. That's why Texaco believes now's a good time for you to think about a motor oil that's been fuel economy tested, like Texaco's Haviland Supreme. Haviland Supreme is the motor oil with a special friction fighter that's been proven in fuel economy tests. What's more, you still get Haviland's famous State Trooper tested engine protection too. Fuel economy tested plus engine protection too. That's Haviland Supreme. Enjoy Jay's Okie Doke cheese popcorn, light popcorn with a delicious cheese flavor.
Have you heard about all the great prizes you can win in McDonald's $15 million You Deserve a Break Today game? Well,
Win 25 grand.
Ooh, and see Europe firsthand.
Win 100,000 or see the Orient.
Now,
And we have the grand prize.
$300,000 in cash or travel.
You deserve
No purchase required, at least 16 to play. Void where prohibited. Ends November 29th or while supplies last. Details at participating McDonald's.
Harry Caray and Rich King as we're going to the top of the ninth. Chuck Baker's playing shortstop for the Twins. Here's Squires batting for the first time today. Lamar Johnson was 1 out of 4 while he was in there. Squires hitting .269. A very bad second half. Bat an even 200. Now the pitch, here it is. Fastball a bit low. 2 balls, no strikes. Lovely day. 85 degrees at game time. Milwaukee knocking off Baltimore 5-0 at the end of 7. Here's the pitch. Swung. Slice. Left field's going to drop. Foul ball though. It just tailed off into foul territory. Sofield chased it. Couldn't reach it.
End of 1 quarter, Harry. Dallas 14, St. Louis 7.
That's in Dallas, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
2 balls and a strike.
Texas Stadium in Irving.
Mike Squires, the batter. Ball game on the top of the ninth. White Sox leave after the game for Seattle. Ball high. We go out on a Northwest Airlines commercial flight, leaving here at 5:45. 3 balls and a strike. Here's a pitch swung on. Fair ball down the first baseline. Squires around first. On his way to second with a double. Squires grounded a double over the bag.
Boy, a big hit there. Nice to get a run back here. Squires had gone in 4 for his last 35 before that hit.
6-3, the White Sox leading. The Bears, playing out in San Francisco, have started poorly again as they did against the Packers. Trailing 14-0. But that's a long way from being over. Maybe they can pull an Atlanta. Here's a pitch, fastball high to Lazinski, who's 1 out of 4, 5 out of 12 in the series. 1 ball, no strikes. Boy, oh boy, still can't get over it. The Green Bay Packers headed for a big upset. Here's a pitch high. We're ahead 17-0 in the final quarter. And Atlanta, before you could say Budweiser, scored 31 points and beat them 31-17. Here's the pitch. Swung and he fouled it back. Boy, I love to read the details of that one. That ought to be interesting.
This is WVBM FM 96 in Chicago. White Sox baseball.
Montreal, a big lead over the Cubs. Now the pitch on the way. Strike call. The count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There weren't any home runs in that 8-6 Detroit victory over Cleveland. Wilcox, the winner, Spilner, the loser. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swung and he foul tip. Ricky Peters was credited with a game-winning hit. Perez hit a 3-run homer for the Red Sox. Winfield and Watson hit them for the Yankees, who are ahead 10-5 in the bottom of the 8th. Final score, Yankees 10, Red Sox 6. Now the stretch, the pitch. Fastball a little bit low. Kansas City with Jones pitching against McCaddy. 3-1 at the end of 5. The Royals leading. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And there goes, and it stays fair, but it goes foul. Holy cow, look where that ball hit. It hit the back fence, which is adjacent to the rear of the right field stand, but way foul.
They got a grassy hill up there. That ball rolled up like a golf shot.
A far, far away foul. 3-2 pitch. And now he fooled him with an off-speed curve, and the first baseman, Hatcher, makes the catch. Lazinski popped to Hatcher. That gives the Bull 1 out of 5 today. Here's Rusty Kuntz. They have a football game here tomorrow night. The Oakland Raiders against the Minnesota Vikings.
Raiders upset last week.
Here's Rusty Kuntz. The pitch. Strike called over the outside corner. 1 strike to nothing. Bob Vaselli still on the hill. 6-3 in favor of the White Sox. Now the pitch. Here it is. Swung at a breaking ball, and he missed. Vaselli came into the ball game in the 6th. He's in his third full inning of relief. The pitch. Wide. 2 strikes and a ball. Final scores, Pittsburgh edged the Phillies 3-2. Montreal leading the Cubs 10-4 at the end of 8. Now the pitcher it is. Swung, and he struck him out. Kuntz goes down swinging. That's 2 away. And it's Bobby Molinaro.
Mark Hill was a scheduled hitter. He came in when they had a pinch hitter for Essien, pinch runner for Essien. And Leo stayed in the game and batted an Essien spot, and Hill was due up now.
Bobby Molinaro drove in a run as a pinch hitter last night, the only run we had. Molinaro. Chet Lemon, while he was in there, scored 2 runs, had 2 hits, and drove in 1. I'll take that back. Did not drive in 1. But scored 2. They're going to walk Molinaro intentionally.
Well, let's see if Jerry Turner bats now for Morrison.
Morrison being called back into the dugout.
Morrison had a home run in this game. Also grounded out and struck out.
He's driven in 2 runs, 1 on that ground out. Final scores, Yankees defeated the Red Sox 10-6. Detroit outslugged Cleveland 8-6. Kansas City leading at the end of 5 at Oakland 3-1. Seattle plays at Toronto later, I guess. Milwaukee 5, Baltimore nothing at the end of 7.
Well, Harry, the Bears scored a touchdown in the second quarter.
Good.
Now 14-7, Frisco leading.
Here is Jerry Turner.
Should be a wide open game out there in Candlestick.
Turner had a base hit last night. His first American League hit. 1 out of 6. So Bobby Molinaro is on. Jerry Turner batting for Morrison. Now the pitch on the way. Low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 men are out, 2 men are on. The ball game is in the top of the ninth. Here's the pitch inside. The Buffalo Bills at Baltimore. Bob Irsay must be screaming. Final, Buffalo 35, Baltimore 3. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. Strike call. Turner's specifically a fastball hitter. 2 balls and a strike. This ball game's been dragging along on a hot, summery afternoon. Here's a pitch. Swung a ground ball to first baseman, took a bad hop, but with good reflexes, he was able to field it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We go into the bottom of the ninth. The White Sox 6, Minnesota 3.
Try New Jay's sour cream and onion round tortilla chips. They're a great taste treat.
Summer times and first vacations, happy times and celebrations. Somewhere there's a Chevy that's a part of me. Autumn trees and good vibrations, winter scenes and decorations. Somewhere there's a Chevy at the heart of it. Chevy makes good things happen. Good things, new things happen. Chevy makes good things happen.
It's happened, America. Participating Chevy dealers have extended the interest rate rollback. Now qualified buyers can get the low 13.8 annual percentage rate financing on all new 81 Chevy cars and light-duty trucks, plus the new Cavalier, delivered through September 23rd. The interest rate rollback rolls on.
Chevy makes good things happen. Good things happen. Chevy makes good things happen.
Tomorrow morning, wake up to Al Mitchell and the Morning Memory Tester. Tough trivia and some great prizes for you. Just after 6, 7, and 8 in the morning on FM 96, BBM FM.
Harry Caray back at the net. The Twins coming up with their final chance. Carlton Fisk now behind the plate. Greg Pryor playing third. The White Sox have had 13 hits today. 2 errors. Farmer going for the save. If he gets it, it'll make Steve Trout the winningest pitcher on the staff, the first guy to get 9 wins. Leading it off will be Wilfong. The winningest pitchers of the American League are Dennis Martinez of Baltimore and Jack Morris of Detroit, each with 12. Trout will be picking up his 9th. One ball, no strikes. Wilfong leading it off. Third baseman Greg Pryor playing shallow. Now the pitch, here it is. Nope, time call. 1 ball, no strikes. The Bears trailing 14-7 in the second period at San Francisco. Rob Wilfong digging in. The pitch, high, ball 2. 2 balls, no. Days of the season and the year. 2 balls, no strikes. Wilfong waiting the pitch. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes.
The one thing you don't want to do.
And they get up in the bullpen now. There's a strike off. Mark Hill trotting down to the bullpen to help warming up pitchers. Kevin Hickey has started to limber up. 3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike 2. So Wilfong goes right down the line with him. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It's like Lamar Hoyt now getting up to join Kevin Hickey.
Now the signal. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. He walked him. That's his second walk. Trout and Fisk going out there. There's Gary Ward, the leadoff man. He had 2 hits, 2 out of 4. The White Sox with a 3-run lead. Dave Engel waiting on deck. Now the sign. Runner at first. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. Curve in there. A beauty. A strike call. 1 strike to nothing. Six to 3 in favor of the White Sox.
Trying to snap a 5-game Twins winning streak.
Here's a fastball in there. A little high, make it. And the count is even to the ball and a strike. Jim Evans raised his hand up merely to indicate that it was high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wilfong a lead. Here's a pitch. Curve a little bit low, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Ed Farmer has walked 2, and both times it was Wilfong. 2 balls and a strike. Ball 3 wide. 3 balls and a strike. Well, if this guy gets on, it would bring up the tying run. Walter Payton scored from 4 yards out for the Bears. They trail now 14-7. 3 balls and a strike. The delivery, here it is. Strike call. And the count is full at 3-2.
Halftime score, Harry. San Diego 7, Detroit 3 at San Diego.
Big game.
They can score the points out there.
Full count. I imagine the runner will be holding, though. They're 3 runs behind. 3-2 pitch. Here it is. Lined in the left center, a base hit. That's rolling between them deep. A run is going to score. Here's another runner around second. He's going to try for third. Here's a throw. Hey, a triple. 6-4. Ward triple to left center.
Well, that ball, a real shot in the gap. And the relay throw hit Ward in the back as he slid into third base.
And now they're tying runners at the plate. Here's Dave Engel. He's nothing out of 4. The White Sox manager, LaRussa, comes out.
Well, Farmer came on with 2 outs in the 6th. He's looked pretty good until this point.
They're talking things over out there with Carlton Fisk. Fisk catching his first inning of the ballgame. Estian started, replaced by Hill, and now by Fisk. You know, something would happen if Fisk perished of thought. Who would we have to catch? Squires?
Squires would catch.
Well, it seems funny to use up all your catches when you're ahead. Three balls, 2 strikes. With the count, when the triple by Ward sailed into the gap in left center. Here's the first pitch now to Dave Engel in there for a strike call. 1 strike and nothing. Runner at third, nobody out. Mickey Hatcher on deck. Now the pitch. Strike 2 call. Another fastball over the outside corner. Engel didn't like that at all. Now he's got him set up for either his curve or his fastball. 2 strikes and nothing. Here's Farmer ready. Now the pitch. Line drive, base hit. That makes it 6-5. Holy cow.
Tried the curveball, reached out and grabbed it and shot it into left field.
He hit an 0-2 pitch. Boy, I'm glad those guys weren't swinging the bat in that 8th inning. 3 strikeouts in a row with 2 men on base. Now here's Hatcher. The tying run, still nobody out. The tying run at first. Now to stretch the pitch. He bunts foul. He bunted that ball as if we were bunting for a hit. Pryor was charging in. Now they might switch off. Hatcher's a pretty good hitter.
Well, he was not giving himself up on that play, that's for sure. He was bunting to get on.
1 strike and nothing. Now the pitch, here it is. Ooh, a pitch out. He almost threw the ball over the plate. And Fisk had to come back to his left to get it. That evens it up, a ball and a strike. Engel is the runner at first. Drove in his 4th run of the series with that hit. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. He bunts. It's a beauty. The only play, first base for the out. A sacrifice from Pryor to Bernazar. Boy, you can tell guys who come from organizations where they're well drilled in fundamentals. Hatcher, who's out of the Los Angeles Dodgers organization.
Yep. That was a perfect bunt.
He almost beat it out. It was so perfect, and they were anticipating the bunt. Still, he almost beat it out because it was so good.
New pitcher, I think. Yes, got to be. 2nd time out.
Kevin Hickey. Glenn Adams, who came in as a pinch hitter, a left-handed batter, will be taken out now, I would imagine. Let's see who they got. They got Butera. I don't think they got any other right-hand hitters sitting on the bench.
Okay. Kevin Hickey coming on, Harry, 0-1, 3.08. Game number 34 for the left-hander from Brighton Park. 3 saves. He's pitched in 38 innings, given up 29 hits.
Hickey. Kevin Hickey.
Hickey, who hasn't scored a victory this year, but has 3 saves. Taking his warm-up tosses. 24-year-old rookie who's been outstanding. And these sort of short situations. He has come through every time called on. This is his 34th appearance. Let's see now who's going to hit.
That isn't Weiniger, is it?
Weiniger has been activated, and that's who it is. Butch Weiniger is going to come off the bench after 2 months of being on the disabled list to be the pinch hitter. He's going to bat for Adams. The score, 6-5 now.
Well, Castino is next, the right-handed batter.
Weiniger hitting .286. He's played only 34 games. Well, he's been out of action a long time. No homers. 6 RBI. Switch hitter, he'll bat right-handed. The tying run is at second base. Castino in that order. The Twins trying to pull it out of the fire. The White Sox trying to stop them.
First appearance for Butch is August 23rd.
White Sox trying to stop the Twins at the pass.
Had him off.
Boy, what looked like it was going to be an easy game. We maneuvered until the tying runs at second.
Yeah.
With one out. Here's the pitch to Weiniger. High, almost threw it away. One ball, no strike. Carlton Fisk digging in, giving a sign. Kevin Hickey. Now the pitch, here it is. Low ball, 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Hickey trying to overpower that ball. And he's falling behind now. 2 balls, no strikes. Milwaukee shut out Baltimore 5-0. Two balls, no strikes. Now the pitch, here it is. Strike called right in there, a fastball. So the count on Weiniger, 2 balls and a strike. Tying run at second base. Only one out. 2 balls and a strike on the right-hand hitter. Now the pitch, here it is. Ball 3 inside and low. 3 balls and a strike. Let's see if Weiniger will go right down the line with him. He represents the winning run. The tying run is at second base. 3 balls and a strike. Engel, the runner at second with a long lead. Kevin Hickey's ready. Now the pitch. High, ball 4. He walked him. This broadcast authorized under rights granted by the Chicago White Sox. Any rebroadcast or other use of the materials in this broadcast is prohibited without the written consent of the Chicago White Sox and WBBM Radio. Some of the announcers on this broadcast are furnished and employed by the White Sox, who have exercised approval in the selection of all the announcers used. Hickey faced one man. Boy, oh boy, how can we get in this position? We've maneuvered ourselves into a spot with all of our hitters are out of the lineup. If we have to go in extra innings, we're going to have to play with the rinky-dinks.
We're in bad shape, I'll tell you. By failing to get more, too, we had our chances, got 6 runs, and it turned out not to be enough. But let's just hope we can get him out of here. That's the only chance, it would seem.
We're going to have a runner coming in, Hoskin Powell, it looks like. Lamar White comes in to relieve.
I think that's Goodwin over at first.
Let's see, they haven't announced it.
Well, the Bears fighting back, Harry. Bob Thomas, a 37-yard field goal late in the second quarter. San Francisco 14, the Bears 10.
Well, they're coming back.
Dallas 24, St. Louis 7 late in the second quarter.
White was in there last night, pitched 1 2/3 innings, allowed 2 hits and a run. This is 36th appearance of the year. Farmer can no longer get his 11th save. We're just hoping now that Lamar White can pick up his 9th save so that Steve Trout will be the first pitcher with 9 victories.
Lamar White for the year, 7-3, 3.91 ERA.
Well, here's Castino. He's 2 out of 4, drove in a run. You can make him hit the ball on the ground. He's a double play target. Danny Goodwin from Peoria is running at first base. For Weininger. Goodman. Lamar White gets ready. Castino digging in. Lamar White has his sign. Here's the pitch. Swings and he fouls it off. 1 strike and nothing. He kept that fastball down. Castino wouldn't have hit that ball anywhere. He fouled it off. 1 strike and nothing. Kansas City now leads 5-1 at Oakland. Now the stretch, the pitch on the way. Here it is. Ground ball to the right of Bernazar. Sensational play. Just saved the game. Holy cow. He robbed Castino of a hit on a remarkable play to his right. Turned a base hit into a force out.
Oh, man, give me my heart back, Harry. That
He
baby's
just
almost
saved
through.
the ball game.
Oh, boy.
Oh, come on. Now what?
Said a left-hander just get up. I don't know what the problem is here. Unless Hoyt hurt himself.
Boy, what a play. Castino hit one right up the middle. That would have been tying run in, winning run at third with only 1 out. Instead, the White Sox are still leading 6-5. There's 2 out with runners at first and third.
Well, Harry Hoskin-Powell is swinging a bat in the on-deck circle, and the left-hander's gotten up for the White Sox. Is that Augusto?
No, it's going to be up to Lamar White. Hoskin-Powell is going to be the hitter. Powell is going to hit here. Batting for Chuck Baker, the shortstop. Castino, the runner at first, represents the winning run. Engel is at third, representing the tying run. Lamar White getting ready.
Boy, what a play by Bernazar.
Saved the day.
He saved the game in Baltimore with a great play earlier in the year.
Here's a pitch to the left-hand hitter. Curveball low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 men are out. Ball game in the 9th. 6-5. Favor the White Sox. 2 men out, 2 men on. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Ludner will be next. 2 balls, no strikes. Hoskin-Powell waiting. Lamar White ready. Here's the pitch. Strike, a curveball.
Beauty.
2 balls and a strike. Powell steps out of the batter's box. At the half, the 49ers 14, the Bears 10. The 49ers made the first 14 points. The Bears have made the last 10 points. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Hoskin-Powell. He'll want to be hitting here if the pitch is good. 3 balls and a strike. There's the pitch. Ball 4, the bases are loaded.
Well, now the winning run on second base. Scoring position, 2 outs, and Laudner is going back.
Now let's see what they're going to do. Lamar White with the bases loaded. 2 men are out. They're looking into the Minnesota bench. Due to bat is Laudner. Tim Laudner, the catcher. He's 0 for 4. We're going to have a pinch hitter out. Herbeck. I think he's putting Herbeck up there primarily to see if the White Sox will go to the left-hander, because Minnesota's got one right-hander left on the bench, and he's the catcher, Sal Butera. Herbeck is going to be the hitter. A left-handed batter with power. A local boy. Kent Herbeck is the pinch hitter.
This ninth inning has been endless.
Boy, I tell you, this Billy Gardner doesn't have anybody that you recognize, but he has done a tremendous job of handling what he's got. Here now he's got a left-hand hitter with the bases loaded. Come on, Lamar. Herbeck is set. The pitch. Swings and he fouls it back. Herbeck batting .227. One homer that won a game against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium in his major league debut. 1 strike and nothing. The outfield playing around towards right. The infield naturally back. Here's the stretch. The pitch on the way. Line drive, left center field. Base hit, 1 run in. The game is over. The Twins. Holy cow. Herbeck hit a low line drive into left center. The Twins have scored 4 here in the bottom of the ninth. This is a game you just outmaneuvered yourself out of. Holy cow. And the Twins, down on their back all day, have rallied with 4 in the bottom of the ninth to win this game 7-6. We'll be back with the totals and highlights in a moment.
Reach for the star, you can trust your heart. Reach for the star, to the products with the star. Reach for the star, the big bright Texaco star.
Now many independent Texaco retailers are offering Texaco lead-free gasohol with higher octane performance. Look for it at the sign of the star.
Reach for the star, the big bright Texaco star. Reach for the star. Look who switched to natural light, and taste is why he switched. Look who switched to natural light. Taste is why he switched.
Boy, it's Tommy Lasorda drinking Natural Light.
You bet. Cause Natural Light's taste is great, just like beating the Yanks.
Roger, Dodger. And Natural Light's brewed with only natural ingredients, too.
Say, Norm, when it comes to baseball, are you really a fan?
You kidding? With Natural Light, I'm more like a toaster.
Taste is what you like in beer, and more of what you like is here. Switch to the taste of natural light beer. Taste is why you'll switch to Natural Light. Taste is why you'll switch. Taste is why you'll switch.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
And now let's return to Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota for the White Sox wrap-up.
Harry Caray back at the Met. I tell you, these people themselves, as happy as they are that their Twins won, are still standing in disbelief. This hapless Twins ball club has just swept the 3-game series from the Chicago White Sox. They used everybody they had on their bench, and they came down to the percentage move. They set up their left-handed pinch hitter. The White Sox had their option of letting the right-hander pitch to the left-hander or bringing Augusta, who's only a rookie left-hander, in the pitch. That's all they had left. You can understand how a team that's behind runs out of players. They're trying to catch up. But we were ahead when we ran out of players.
Yeah, we ran out of LaFleur. Tried for that ball, but it was a real shot in there, Harry. And this, this has to be, you always say, the low point of the year. We keep going lower and lower.
Well, here are the totals. 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Twins. Bob Valesic, a rookie, gets his first major league decision. Now, we've been giving up all week long the first major league home run of a guy's career to 4 different rookies within 3 or 4 days. Then we gave up the first extra base hit of a guy's career here last night. And today we give up the first victory of a rookie pitcher. Bob Valesic is 1-0. 7-12-0 for the Twins. Valesic the winner, 1-0. For the White Sox, 6 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors. And you know who the losing pitcher is? Ed Hickey faced one man, walked him, and he's the loser. Because that run was the winning run. Herbeck, you got to give that kid credit. He's only 21 years old, and his home is just a few blocks away from the ballpark, from this ballpark. Now he'll have to take a cab next year to go to the new one. But he came off that bench swinging. He swung in the first pitch and fouled it off. He got the next one up a little bit to his liking, and he drilled a line drive over the shortstop's head. From the time it was hit, it had base hit all over it. And then you saw LaFleur with that remarkable speed of his coming close. You thought maybe there's a chance for a miracle. He lunged for the ball with his glove, but it hit the ground right in front of it.
He made a great effort, Harry. You got to give Ronnie credit, but it was just in there. As you said, when it left the bat, base hit, and LaFleur made a great try.
Herbeck will get credit for a double and 2 runs batted in. And, boy, oh boy, 1, 2.
Tough loss.
3 hits and 3 walks. 3 hits and 3 walks in the 9th. It started with Farmer giving a walk and then a triple good for 1 run, and then a base hit good for another one. And then Hickey came in to pitch to the left-hand batter, whom he walked. And then a force out on a game-saving play by Bernazard, who gave us a chance to win it by preventing the tying run from being able to score on a magnificent play to his right on what looked like a sure single to center. But even with that great fielding play, we were not to prevail because the base on balls followed to fill the bases to Weininger, who hadn't batted in better than 2 months. And then Herbeck, a 21-year-old kid, won it all. What is there else to say except the White Sox now have won 13 and lost 20. They're 7 games under the 500 mark. They have just been swept by the Minnesota Twins. California, what'd they do?
California was leading.
If Seattle wins, the White Sox would be in a virtual tie for last place.
Yeah.
That's how bad things are in the second half. And if you tell me the Minnesota's got better talent than the White Sox, I'll buy you a Budweiser in the corner of State and Madison.
The Sox have now lost 14 of 17 games.
Okay, well, that's it. Tomorrow night, we will see you at 9:30 on Channel 9, as well as on AM radio at 9:05. Now, speaking for our engineer, executive producer, Harry McIntyre, for Rich King will be coming along with the post-game programming in just a moment. This is Harry Caray, wishing you all a very pleasant good afternoon, if it can possibly be pleasant after blowing one like this, from where 16,308 paid, the biggest crowd in a long time for the Twins, more people than they had in the first 2 games of the series put together, to see the Twins extend their winning streak to 6 in a row by rallying with 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th to beat the White Sox 7-6. Black day at Black Rock, friends. See you tomorrow night. Harry Caray from the Met. So long, everybody.
You've just heard Chicago White Sox baseball on FM 96 BBM FM, sponsored by Natural Light Beer.